They gon' love me for my ambition.
Shout out to everybody out there in the world listening and watching. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to go watch us on Spotify. You can watch it on Spotify. Aside from listening to it, Spotify has video. So watch the podcast on Spotify and listen to the podcast on all audio podcast platforms. And if you're listening to us, go watch us on Spotify and YouTube. Club Ambition Podcast, episode 98. I am Sound, your weekly host, every single week with Marloon in the building, holding down the production right there.
I'm always here.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm always here unless I'm sick.
Always here. Or if he, is, what I'm saying, putting in work, you know what I'm saying, somewhere else. God bless. Let's not be too descriptive.
Right, yeah. All right.
But this week we have a special guest when it comes to hip-hop. This is the 50th year anniversary of hip-hop, right? And it's the embodiment of everything that I represent, my favorite type of music, my favorite type of content. I feel like we, as a brand and YouTube channel, everything we've done, we are a part of hip-hop, through the connections we've gathered, moments we've made viral about these artists, with these artists ourselves. We've become synonymous with fan bases like a XXXtentacion, a Juice WRLD, a Trippie Redd. We're very in line with those fan bases. So people, they think of hip-hop, they think of us. But aside from us, when it comes to, every kid growing up, you always want to have maybe a toy or a piece of memory, something to hang up on your wall, something that is like, just a time capsule type of situation. Like if I were to create a time capsule right now, I'll throw in maybe like a action figure of Juice WRLD or like an actual drawing or painting of X. Certain fans, would do this. And when it comes to actual creators and companies that do this to the highest extent, in my opinion, the best hip-hop toy makers, hip-hop actual merchandise makers are hip-hop heaven. And we have them in the building. Round of applause real quick.
I appreciate that. That was probably the nicest thing anyone's ever said about our brand.
Man, it's true, man. It's aside from the art speaking for itself, we got some pieces in here we're gonna check out soon. But aside from that, the numbers as well, for those who care about numbers, your TikTok's blown up. You guys have a huge social media presence, and if you don't know who they are, you have seen their pieces. You've seen a lot of their pieces, and we're going to talk about that as well today. But we have, introduce yourself to the people. One of the two people behind Hip Hop Heaven.
Yeah, my name is Shane. I guess I would call myself an artist, content creator in a way. I mean, we do YouTube. We're trying to... That's more my focus. I really care about YouTube and, putting out the best content possible and just making the coolest stuff possible and being as different as we can. And I don't know, I just want to be like a spitting image of the definition of like anyone can do anything. That's what I believe.
Facts.
Like I think anyone can do anything. And if I'm being honest with you, it just changed my mindset a little bit and really started to feed into that, the whole manifestation and everything, and started hoping, man, and things just, they're working. There's still a lot more work to be done. Like, I have crazy, crazy goals, and both of us do, but I'm definitely very happy with where we are at the current moment.
Yeah.
Because we just have a lot of good stuff coming soon that we don't really, tease a lot. We don't really tease a lot of things. We kind of just, when stuff happens, then we'll post it.
Like shock drop,
but
yeah.
Maybe we should tease a little bit more because some of the people we have coming up, I'm so excited to meet them. I don't know.
If you happen to be just like me and you're into fashion and you love also vintage clothing, there's an event called Faded, the largest curated vintage event in the Northeastern history. This is the second annual one happening September 2nd. 30,000 square feet. There's gonna be hundreds of vendors, including also food trucks outside for you to eat. And on top of that, literally on top, a rooftop party the entire day. People are flying in from across the entire world, including actual classic artists that created band tees for bands just like Nirvana. Yes, Nirvana. The largest curated vintage event in Northeast America history. That's right, history.
I mean, I can say the Suicide Boys, but, I already said that to you. But they're by far top 5 people I want to meet just because how exclusive it is to get content with them.
Hell yeah.
They don't do anything with nobody, so I feel kind of honestly lucky and privileged that they're down to do something and they want something from us. I'm just a very normal 21-year-old kid that obviously lives in Pawtucket,
Pawtucket, Rhode Island, for those out there who
Yeah.
aren't familiar, same state as us, you know, which is another shocking moment where it's like, oh, hip hop heaven, and Shane from Hip Hop Heaven is from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
You know, so break that down for those who don't know real quick, like you yourself and your Rhode Island ties.
So I grew up in Bristol with my father. My dad is, you know, my rock. He's kind of all I got. My family doesn't. It's very small. It's really just my brother and my dad. We grew up in Bristol. We lived there for quite a while. Then my mom, on the other hand, you know, divorced parents, like going to different places all the time. I've lived in Warwick, West Warwick, Fall River, Bristol like 3 different times in like 3 different locations, and then Pawtucket has been the longest we've stayed in a place. Johnston, this area is also in there. I'm trying to think of I've lived in West Virginia at one point.
Wow.
That was for not very long. It was like 3 months. But yeah, I've been all over Rhode Island. I think it's a cool place. I don't know. I don't think it's too crazy. It's the small, like everyone knows it's the smallest state, but I think for the smallest state, it's got some character to it. I think, you know, people are always just doing their best, like their best out here. There's some spots around here that are tough to grow up in, tough to like,
Yeah.
you know, do things. But for the most part, man, I've learned like people are mainly positive and nice to you as long as like you're nice to them. But at the same time, I'm one of those people I'm not going to go out of my way to bother someone unless I really have to. Like,
Yeah.
I don't go up to people and I'm just, like, talk to them.
Yeah.
But in Pawtucket, I've lived there for 6 years now. I have no friends from there. Like, I don't really talk to anyone out there because I thought at some point we were going to move out. Because when I first moved there, I wasn't very happy about it. But that's just because I was tired of going so many different places. But I love it. I think sometimes there's beauty in the struggle. And
Yeah.
where I live specifically isn't that bad, but it's not the most. It's a simple like apartment building. It's nothing crazy, but I don't know. Anytime I do interact with people over there, I have nothing bad to say. Everyone, especially if I have art on me, like I've gone to Lincoln Statewood Park because I film a lot of videos there.
Yeah.
It's so crazy how much love I get sometimes when people come up to me and they'll ask for my number to buy something or they'll just compliment it. And same thing when I go to the court, this basketball court near me. It's always dope to see how supportive people are without knowing who you are. Like, it's just based off your product.
Not based off a number or like, oh, he has so many
Yeah.
followers or clout, etc.
Yeah, I don't really care. Like, it's not that I don't care about those things. Like, obviously, I want the numbers to go up, right? And everyone wants to do well, but people that chase the numbers or chase money, it's going to fall apart at some point. Like, I do what I do just because my only thing that makes me happy is doing things my brain didn't think I could do. So, like, overcoming, I don't know, like, I don't have anxiety, but there's things where it's like, until it's actually happening, it's not that I get worried about it, but until it's happening, I don't really appreciate it. So I always like doing things that I think I couldn't do. And I feel like that always makes you want to do more and prove more to yourself. So, I'm not from Pawtucket, but, you know, living in Pawtucket for a long time, I just want to, like, really make some noise coming from Pawtucket. Like, I really want, like, I want to hit 1 million subs one day. I want to do all those things, meet all the people on the list I've created, and just constantly, we want to be, like, bigger than Lyrical Lemonade. As delusional that sounds, like, you have to be delusional in certain ways. Like, it's products for the most part, but that's why we're starting the YouTube thing, because we want to lead into, like, signing artists and then putting them on and throwing mini events and, like, there be games and they can win stuff. And
Yeah.
we want to do albums, like a Hip Hop Heaven album.
Compilation, yeah.
Because all the rappers we know, like, there's a lot of them that have been down to be like, send a verse, or I'll bring it up to them and I'll be like, I know you probably charge crazy for a feature, but, like, what are the odds I can get, like, a 45-second verse from you for nothing, or, like, an art piece? So I don't know. I work on that behind the scenes. My partner kind of left me up to that. I don't really update him that much on that, but I'm, like, behind the scenes. There's some pretty awesome artists that we're going to have for the album. I mean, At least I just think an album would throw people off. I think if they saw the track list and the names we're gonna have on it,
That makes
people are
sense.
gonna be like, who the fuck is this?
Or you could do like an art piece or some sort of something to incorporate with each song. You know, maybe the song is
Yeah.
titled Water, and it's Ski Mask, the Slump God, and you got Ski Mask, the Slump God. You make like a water bottle for him or something because he's always saying water. You know,
Yeah.
it could be something of that nature. I think that could be cool. And you guys have a dope name, Hip Hop Heaven. That could be easily a label. You could see Hip Hop Heaven, the entertainment label, Hip Hop Heaven Festival.
It's
You
my
got
favorite thing about us. I'm not gonna lie. I love
the name.
the name. I feel like your name is like really important. Yeah, like it. I just feel like it needs to have a ring to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't know. When I think of like the bigger music companies, I think of Lyrical Lemonade and Our Generation's Music and like Montreality.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are like the three that I say are technically like numbers wise the biggest. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like Hip Hop Heaven can slot right in there with those names and it be a well known thing. It's a lot. Like that's like everything I just said is like years, right? Like it's not gonna
Yeah.
happen tomorrow, but I don't plan on stopping tomorrow. And I think that's just like the biggest thing is you got to give yourself time. You got to be patient. And I think patience and open mindedness are the two like biggest traits to have when you do anything content wise or music wise. If you're just like you just got to be patient. You never know what's gonna happen. You know, like trust in the process. And that's like all I've done. For the longest time I struggled with like I want it so bad but it's not happening.
Mhm.
I just learned and accepted like it's just not gonna happen overnight. And it's taken I've worked with him for a long time at this point, but we truly have like the mindset of like this is just what we're gonna do forever. Whether
Yeah.
it ends up as just us two, which is probably unlikely. But to start it as us two and get it to where we want to go, and then if we start hiring people, my real goal is like to hire people I'm friends with, and you know build a brand of like people I can trust because I feel like that's where things can get messed up. Like we don't want to sell any rights away. We don't want to work for other people. Like it's a lot of risky stuff when like it comes to making products because labels can put you in that like corner of like you're either gonna make stuff for us or like we can attempt to try and sue you. Like we've been taken down a couple times, like our Instagram. We've bounced back every time, but we would get to like this is the highest our Instagram followers has currently been before it's gone down. So if any music people are watching this, please let us be. We have no harm. And I think
Man.
that's the part people get mixed up. I think labels think we're trying to take money from them, but in reality, we're just trying to work with them. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lose-lose game. It's like the only way to maybe work with an artist or a label, you have to make something, promote it, and sell it to prove that you can do those things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you don't do those things, you're realistically never going to get in touch with them. You're never going to meet them. But it's like a lose-lose because like if you do it, they can also just get mad.
Yeah.
And they can be like, that's illegal. It's copyright. But everything's freshly designed. And I know how like all the laws work. And we try to avoid, you know, pissing people off. Because all we really want to do is just work with them. And I just think labels and rappers, someone needs to break the wall at some point of it. Like all rappers do is release clothing. That's all they release. They just release clothing and vinyls.
Yeah.
Someone's got
Especially
to
vinyls
take
now more than ever.
someone's got to take that step and like be the first group of people to be like, wow, there's a lot of kids in this world that make art or products. Not even just us. In my head right now, I'm thinking of so many accounts. If they either do Legos, like everything, there's so many things, and they could open up to a whole new market of custom stuff that actually has a meaning behind it. Because there's only so many like. You're a fan of Travis Scott. There's only so many Travis Scott shirts you're gonna buy before you're like, okay, I have enough. But
Yeah.
when it comes to like unique stuff that you know is gonna be a limited drop, it gives them something to want to come back to. Like, damn it, I didn't get that drop, but hopefully they'll do something again, and it'll be in, like similar or completely different, and they love it. And I don't know. I think that's the one thing that does annoy me with the music industry. I just think someone needs to take that chance and. I'm not saying it's even got to be us, but like I think we deserve that in terms of I know if we got the chance to work with a big artist and we did like a on paper legal drop with them promoting it and we're the manufacturers or we make it,
They'll go
I
crazy.
guarantee it makes them more money than any clothing drop they've ever done. And that's
100%.
it's just my opinion. I could be so wrong, but I don't know. Everyone, like, you need clothes, right? Like, you need to wear clothes, but I just feel like someone should do something different. And I'm surprised it's 2023 and no one has ever done that. Like, I've never seen anyone try to drop something that's unique. Like, I like the Juice figure they did. Thing was like $250 though.
Yeah.
Juice's main fan base is kids.
They
They're
can't
not gonna,
afford
they
that.
can't buy that.
No.
Trippie Redd just dropped a three action figure set. Thing is sick. It's probably the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's $150. It's like, I don't know. I understand money at the end of the day is what these labels want, but it's got to be like flexibility. Like you got to like realize who the artist is, what kind of fan base they have, if it's younger or older, and like cater towards that.
100%.
I think an action figure like that Trippie Redd set could have been $75, and it still would have been fine. But
At least it's lower than the $100 mark.
yeah, I mean, I'm probably a little hypocritical for saying that because some of our stuff is very expensive, but I'm talking like our bigger stuff is expensive, like the custom mirrors and like that. Literally, right there is what the mirror is. Like it's huge. It's probably the size of this, like TV monitor thing. If I had to guess, maybe a bit bigger, but those things take a lot of work. They're all hand done by us, cut, prints, sealing, putting the mirror in, epoxying it. It's like a 6 to 8 step process, and it takes 24 hours for any of them to be ready because you have to dry them. And you can make max in the room we have like 12, 14, 16 at one time. So when we have a drop happen, it's like 260, 300 sell. It's like, it's work, and that's why it's so expensive because it's just two of us. I feel like we've tried to get other people involved, but if you don't have that mindset we have, it's kind of hard for us to want to like take you on because we're young. But the truth is, a lot of kids like partying, they like drugs, they chase women. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. Like I want to be like one of the biggest people to come out of Rhode Island. That's literally all I care about. Like I just want to put my family on, get myself right, and just like really be involved in the music business. I just want to be way deeper into it and know way more people and have artists feel comfortable enough that we're the people they should contact if they want designs, if they want custom anything. So that's what we've been doing. We're really just trying to grow like everyone else is, but yeah, I mean, I love my brand more than anything for sure. And it's all due to my partner. Like, at some point in this pod, I had to give credit to my partner.
What's his name again?
His name's Joey.
Joey. For those who don't know, Joey. 19-year-old Joey.
Yeah, and I know he's watching, and he knows that, like, I'm more grateful for him than anyone, man. Like, like 2022 was bad. Like, when I said the stuff off camera with my health, like, that shit got bad.
Yeah.
And I was, like, in the hospital for a long time, and then it felt like the moment I felt like something good was going to happen, he just magically appeared. And just went from one thing to the other. And, nowadays I wouldn't trade him for nobody. There's no other person in the world I would want to be my partner. I don't care if it's Mark Cuban. I don't care who it is. Like, I want my friend Joey because I just think he brings out better traits in me and I bring out better traits in him. And we learn off each other. Like, if I can't learn from you, I don't want to conversate. Like, I like learning. It's such a, like, important thing. And that's why, like, for the most part, I don't really have friends because it's just I don't take interest in what they take interest in. And that's fine. That's no one's fault. This is, like, the path that I've chosen. But I'm one of those people that also, like, I don't hate no one. I love everyone. Like, I want everyone to do well. But sometimes it's just not going to be with me,
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I have that type of mindset. Like, it just is what it is, man. Just do your best, and whatever the hell happens just kind of fucking happens.
And for you guys who are watching, when you see Shane's camera, there is a turned around, unrevealed frame. He got a gift for us real quick. Let's show it to the people.
You want to show it?
Yeah.
All right, so which way should I turn it? Just turn it completely around?
Yeah, just turn it completely around. It should pop up on camera, right, Mar?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fire.
That's tough.
That's hard.
That's yours, man.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Whoa.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's fire. So that's a Lil Wayne Yu-Gi-Oh! Card. That's hard.
Yeah, it's all yours. I wanted to make, like, I didn't know how many people were going to be here, to be honest. So I
That's
wanted to make
fine.
everyone something. And I kind of feel bad now that I
No,
didn't
no,
make
you're
you
straight,
something.
bro.
I got
You're
you,
straight.
though. I
You're
promise
You
I
got me
got you.
Marlon a Tyga like jacket.
Don't do that.
Who would you actually want?
Pardon the interruption real quick. Yes, I have a pimple. The pimple has your attention, I know. That's not the point of the video. This video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. That's right. NFL's back. Football's back. So please make sure to check out Underdog Fantasy. Use our promo code AMBITION and you'll be able to get $100 for free. That's right, $100 for free to bet and use on Underdog Fantasy. They do fantasy sports betting. It is a more fun and experimental way for you to spend some money, gamble responsibly. It is the fastest growing betting application in sports history. Check it out right now. Underdog Fantasy, code AMBITION. Link in the description down below. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Back to the show. A Tyga jacket.
No, you're bugging. Artist-wise,
Yeah, like who is your favorite?
my favorite artist, I don't know, man. I don't really have like a top one, to be honest. I have.
Yeah.
I thought that was like trippy for a while.
I fuck with Trippy heavy, Tentacion heavy. You know what I'm saying? Party Next Door heavy.
Yeah, Party Next
You know what
Door.
I'm
I would
saying?
say
Yeah.
Party Next Door. is
So
his favorite.
like, I don't have like a number one right now. I fuck with Black heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I'm definitely down to make y'all son. I really want to make that thing, the logo, and turn it into a big thing.
Oh yeah, that'll be hard.
I would love to make it so like it could be displayed, but the way I can't lie, the checkerboard thing is just too good. You can't change this. You can't change this for an art piece. I can accept that.
Yeah, people like the aesthetic of the checkerboard. It wasn't even. It was just us just doing it like that and then
Yeah.
naturally.
It wasn't even intentional.
But people fuck with it aesthetically. You know, from the likes of big designers have been in here. They're like, "What? That's cool." You know, people online like, "Oh," or get a couple Illuminati comments. Like, "You guys are Illuminati. There's a checkerboard,
Checkerboard, yeah.
triangle logo." I'm
Yeah.
like, I guess we're Illuminati if you want to say that then, but we're not really at all. You know, I'm not sure who really is. I wish we could just,
Yeah.
you know, flip a switch and have our lives change like that. But this is amazing, brother. I
am
appreciate this.
So glad you.
Thank you for this. That's hard. That is fire. It actually looks like a real deal Yu-Gi-Oh card, like
Yeah.
like something that they would drop.
Yeah.
But this is like a perfect example of like the creativity that you guys apply to something like, you know, artists and rappers where you create these memorabilia pieces, merchandise that it's like, why haven't they done this?
Yeah.
You know, the only most recent one and one of the biggest ones I saw, but it wasn't even with I don't think the artists were tied to it. You know, I think they co-signed it, but it wasn't like they dropped it. But it was like when Cole Bennett did with Lyrical Lemonade, the cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we had didn't we give one to Ski Mask or he signed one? It was
Give what?
we gave one hit to him.
Give what?
Like I think a Lyrical Lemonade card when we first met him or something.
We've made a
Oh.
set of cards for them every time they've done the Summer Smash event.
Yeah.
So like that's the thing I want to do. We've been trying to do stuff at Rolling Loud. Like I came up with this idea. I don't know. I kind of want your opinion, honestly. So I thought Rolling Loud would be smart because we know someone from there that does like the interview type stuff. So we were gonna like roll with them and make a bunch of these and like give them to all the artists. We'll do that one day.
Yeah.
But I want to run an idea by them that's like the same thing with Rolling Loud. They don't when they're at those events. They don't even sell like stuff to do with the artist. They sell stuff more to do with Rolling Loud, like Rolling Loud themed stuff. So I really wanted to try to do like some sort of store thing there, like a pop-up shop.
That'll be hard.
Or I thought of an idea where it's like buying 5 to 7 custom, like 5 to 7 vending machines, ripping them all down,
Yeah.
redoing them, painting the outsides with our logos,
Yeah.
and then making packs of cards based off the Rolling Loud theme, and then like putting them in there, putting like little figures, like little guys in glass cases, and like keychains, like sticker packs. Like I wanted to do that. I thought that was such a sick idea, and I feel like
That'd
for
be
them
tough.
it
That'd
would
be tough.
like I just feel like it would be sick. And I've looked up how much vending machines cost. You can get them quite cheap, to be honest, and then we would store the whole thing. You know, it'd be easy. You can get one of those little card things, the tap things, and everyone's information's safe. Like I've done a lot of research on.
You can have hip hop having vending machines across the whole country.
Yeah, I thought that'd be sick.
Have them everywhere.
I want to do that for like mainly big events that, cause it just I don't know. Every rap concert you go to, you're gonna see the merch stand. It's gonna be closed, and like why not just pop one of those right beside? The line's so long, people can have other stuff to look at. Right, put them side by side. I guarantee our vending machine outsells the merch thing. I would put everything on it, but we've thought of like I just want to do more stuff with events because the one thing I'm focused on right now that I want to make happen is like I went to Juice WRLD Day last year. I want to go this year, but as someone that makes art for every performer, and it like they know that I really want to pull off because it's gonna be this is the last Juice WRLD Day they're doing this upcoming one.
What day is it again?
It's supposed to every year it's been December 8th, but for his death date.
Yeah.
For some reason, this year they're rumoring it to be in September. I'm kind of hoping it's not because I have too much going on in September.
Yeah.
And I refuse to miss Juice WRLD Day.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I've been trying to talk to Pete, who's Juice's manager. Like, he's not a big fan of us, but I've met him at Juice WRLD Day, and I had cards in my pocket. I met him outside my hotel, and I just started working with Hip Hop Heaven, so I didn't feel like it was my place to try to squash that beef of, like, the legal stuff.
Yeah.
So I just talked to him as, like, Shane. I didn't mention the brand or anything.
Yeah.
I kind of just talked about Juice with him and, like, all that he did for me. But I just recently, like, quite recently, like, in the last 2 weeks, found someone to get, like, middleman me to get to him. Because I just feel like if I got 10 minutes of the guy's time and I broke down, like, why we make stuff and like the real reasoning and like how I wanted to do a deal with 999 Club forever of custom Juice cards, like the little ones and like packs of them.
Yeah.
I feel like it would make them like millions. Like I really do because 999 Club is one of like the highest successful clothing people. Like out of all the rappers, like Juice numbers wise, he clears a lot of these rappers when it comes to selling clothing and he's not even alive.
Yeah.
So I just feel like if they did something different out of nowhere, which was like cards, I just feel like they would go crazy. They'd be cheap. It could be one of those things where it's like you buy a hoodie, you get a pack. You know,
like an add-on.
So many ways to do things, and I just feel like I don't know. I feel like a lot of these labels are older people, and they just don't have that connection with like. I'm not going to put them on blast. I'm not going to say who it was, but we did a call. My partner did a call, not me. I wasn't in the call, but he recited this information to me, and I thought it was laughable. Like, someone dropped an album in recent time.
Yeah.
And there's a song on the album called Fire Alarm. And they wanted to make a product where, like, it's a custom fire alarm, and every time you pull it, it plays the song.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, it's just such a shit idea. It's like no one's gonna buy that. And
that's trash.
But that was like they were like so enthusiastic. Like we have this great idea. The song Fire Alarm, it'd be so like cool if
the song's not even that good.
And I was just like,
we hate that song.
Yeah.
It's annoying. But I get it, like it stands out, but that song.
And I was just like, man, like this is where their head is at when it comes to like trying to be unique. If that's what they think is unique, it's like, man, if I could just get 30 minutes with some people in the world and just talk to them, I feel like there's just so much money to be made.
I feel like all these artists, not to cut you off, but they get scared of like, they want to be cool. These artists want to be cool. So like, for example, let's say like a Little Uzi Vert. You guys have like the Little Uzi Vert flags, right? A Little Uzi Vert, he might think he's too mysterious, whereas like my album cover is a pink flag, pink American flag. I don't want to sell pink flags. I'm too mysterious.
That's just
when in reality, if you drop pink flags same day the album drops, you know, maybe do a bundle like on some Travis Scott shit, people are gonna buy pink flags. People would hang that up.
After
100%.
seeing what ours did, like we had that shit ready. We preemptively were like, this is the album cover. It'd be 1,000 IQ to drop a flag.
Easy.
Man, after seeing the numbers ours did, if Lil Uzi Vert himself dropped that, I'm convinced he would have made like $10 million easily. Easily. It was because sometimes it's the items you have to put the least effort into. Because like we tinkered with it a bit, like the flag, but
to get like a higher quality probably because it was like a square turned to rectangle type shit.
And we just had a manufacturer do it, and like the way we do things is we come up with an idea. We get a sample, which is usually expensive. Before you order massive quantity, you get a sample.
Hell yeah.
You make a video. Yeah, you make a video. If it pops off, you're like, okay, we should drop this. It has traction behind it.
Yeah.
So that's how we do everything. Like we won't drop something until we make multiple sample promo videos. And if something explodes in a video, we're like, okay, we should then mass produce this and drop it on the website. Because there's been probably more products, more than not, that we haven't, like we would tease and like put out videos up and not drop them. It's not because it didn't do bad, it's just some things are way too difficult to mass produce, like depending what it is.
Yeah.
And some sample things, like I think that beanbag I was telling you about earlier, the Kanye head thing, I think that thing was $400 just to get one, the sample.
Wow.
But like when you order them at like 1,000 of them at once, it's
lowers.
way cheaper.
Yeah,
it's like $3. So it's it's so with those flags, it was the same thing. It cost like $70 to get one sampled, and then when we ordered, I think we ordered 2,000 of them, because that was about how many ish sold. I think I'm not 100% sure. My partner would know that more than me. I also don't like want to like. He cares more about the number stuff and keeping it private. I don't really ever have a reason to talk about it, but it was the most successful drop.
Yeah.
And it made us realize, like, we just need to do more of those drops, like, in between and capitalize off opportunities. Say, like, we tried it with Utopia, and we thought the same result was going to happen. But, like, because of what happened with me when I was out in Pitt and what's going on with him, we just never really, like, pushed it promotion-wise the way we wanted to.
Yeah.
So they're still, like, on the website. Another thing is, like, our stuff, like, the non-art handmade stuff is all super reasonably priced. Like, the flag was only $20.
Yeah.
And then, like, posters are, like, 12, 10.
Yeah.
And then cards are, like, 7, 8. So we do, like, a lot of the little things are very reasonably priced. Like, so I think that's another thing people need to, like, chill the fuck out with, is how expensive they make things. I get it. Like, you want to make money, but like, you gotta sell stuff. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like some people, like, overprice the quality of their stuff. Like, a lot of people get stuff just from Alibaba and order, like, some cheap Chinese-made thing, and then they get it for $4, and then they sell it for, like, 40. I'm just like, people that are smart enough can, like, see through that. Like, me and my partner see people that are similar to us all the time just not design anything. Like, that's the shit that pisses us off, because we've been taken down. But I just feel like if you're going to take us down, you should take down everyone. Like,
oh, yeah.
Because we're, like, I feel like one of the only brands that do this type of stuff that it truly is all original. It's all designed. Hours of designing, hours of making it. And there's other people that literally just will take the exact idea of, like, what image, and just post it on something and sell it. And then, like, they're fine because they don't have as many followers. It makes them safer.
Yeah.
And it's just dumb, because we're at the point now where sometimes we'll drop something and people will make, like, rip-off versions. Sometimes their videos go crazy. Like, some guy tried to copy the Tyler mirror we made, and his video got, like, 400,000 views or something. I know that got him a lot of sales. But then, like, months later, people started showing videos of the one they bought compared to ours, and it was just garbage. It fell apart. So I don't know. I think the whole product industry, because social media now is literally just people trying to sell you stuff. So it's about how do you do it in a unique way. Instead of, like, it being so clear that you just want them to buy something. Like, you got to, I don't know. And that's why, like, I feel like with what we do, it being different, that's why I feel like we do well. Because there's so many people trying to do the same exact shit. And I just don't feel like that's going to get you to that next level of whatever you view the next level as, is basically what I'm saying. I feel like what we do, it being unique, is why we've had success.
No, hell yeah. With the Tyler Creator mirror, did Tyler Creator reach out at all? Did he see that? Do you guys know, like, if he liked the post?
I don't know. I would like to, I like to believe when you have a video, like, we've posted that drop. I think we've done 3 of them.
Yeah.
But there's, like, multiple videos based on that mirror that probably in total have, like, 15 million views, like, between all of the promo videos at once. So, like, I would, and how many times he gets tagged and things, it's hard for me to believe that he hasn't at least seen it. But has he ever reached out for one? No. I would love to meet him, because, like, my partner's more a big fan of him than I am, but Tyler Creator's, like, he's like a pioneer in this shit, man. He's been around for ages. Like, he's been around since I was hella young. So it's cool to see him still, like, doing his thing, having the longevity. And that product is all credit to my partner. I had nothing to do with that one. He just sent me a video one day, like, yo, I made this. What do you think of it? And I was like, bro, this is fucking genius. I was like, this is so different. And then we just kind of stuck with the mirror thing. Like, we have so many unreleased, like, we have an unreleased X mirror that we have coming out soon. That is so crazy. And then we have a Mac Miller one. And we have I think we have a whole lot of red one. I know he's not a Cardi fan, but, like, Cardi sells. So, Cardi sells. He does sell very well. Cardi's fans are crazy, man. Like, they're like a cult. Like,
No, they are
They're
a
a
cult.
cult. Like,
They
there's
are a
something
cult.
crazy going on with them.
100% they're a cult.
I don't know what's wrong with them, but I feel like Cardi's one of those artists where like I feel like music without purpose is just a sound, and I feel like that's where Cardi falls under. Like,
Yeah, just straight energy.
it's just energy, right? Like
Yeah.
I feel like there's no way someone's in a sad mood and they're like, I want to listen to some Playboy Cardi. I feel like you only listen to him when you're like in a great mood or you're hyped.
Yeah.
But people like Juice and X for me, like I think they cover every genre, like every type of style. Especially if you listen to Unreleased, like if you know, you know. If you don't, then you should definitely check it. Like, have you ever listened to the Unreleased Juice, like the thousands of songs that there are?
Not too much of the Juice, because eventually I like when prior to their most recent album, I knew that people were saying like, oh, check out these songs, but then a lot of them ended up being on that album. So I'm hearing rumors of like another album coming out too, and he had like so much unreleased music.
Yeah, I have 2.2 thousand songs of Juice WRLD.
Wow, unreleased.
Yeah. The Party Never Ends is that so and so album that's supposed to come out. Man, I don't know what they're doing. They fucked it all up already. It's too late. They announced the preview of it in 2020.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I actually have no clue what the hell they're doing. I think Juice WRLD as an artist might have been. He's gonna live like forever in terms of like he'll always be remembered and stuff. But
Yeah.
they could have the longevity they could have had with his name and how many songs he had. It could have been a long time. Juice WRLD could have still been up there.
Without even recording any more music.
Yeah, but they just fucked it up. Like, they just did. Like, Legends Never Die was the last good thing they did. Legends Never Die sold, like, 488K first week. It was, like, unheard of for a dead person's
I love that
first
album.
album.
It's actually really, really good.
And then the second album they did made no sense. Fighting Demons was, like, songs from different times. Like, they usually have the errors all in the same time, like... But they had songs from like some songs from 2018, some
Scrambled.
songs from, it was just not good. And with this album, like The Party Never Ends, if we ever even get it, I would like to believe we get it before the last Juice WRLD day. That's the thing that logically makes sense to me, that they'll drop it before the last Juice WRLD day.
Yeah.
It's like, why would they drop it after? Like, there's nothing to celebrate at that point. Like, I don't know. I've met Bibby one time. I met Pete one time. I've never had like true conversations with them, but I wish I could, just in like,
I
not
can
in
probably
like a
connect you
rude
too
way.
if you ever do need help, because I am plugged in with my boy Zay. He is gonna, I believe, design like the whole Juice WRLD Day stage and everything that's going on this year. And he always tells me, you gotta come out, man. Come out to Juice WRLD Day. So I'll probably be there. And on top of that, I could probably make that connection with Juice WRLD's team for you if you don't have any luck yourself, because it definitely should happen. I don't see why not, especially now that, he's no longer here. I feel like a way to pay homage for him would be making, some sort of level of more memorabilia.
Yeah.
Keep it in line with the fans, keeping the fans happy. Because music is one thing, but, when people pass away, they make statues and shit everywhere. They got Kobe statues. So someone of like a Juice WRLD level, a fan's version of a statue could be like a toy, like a Juice WRLD toy that they can have, like an actual legitimized, released, mass-produced, affordable toy that any kid can really afford to buy now, ship it to their house, have their mom buy, whatever the case may be. And, you guys would be the perfect people to design that. I don't see why not.
Yeah, well, I went last year, and like, I love how they did the stage. They decorated like every corner with something, and like one of them was like a 4-foot tall version of that toy, and then the other corners were just like weird stuff. But I don't know, man. It would be like a dream come true and like a full circle for me to be able to like. I just want all access passes so I can meet, like, we can know who's performing and make everyone something. Like, from, like, even, like, because last year I think there was 14 performers. I don't care if we got to make 20 pieces. Like, it's just about the experience, and, just, I want to work with more people. Like, I don't feel like there'll ever be a point where I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
But for me, like, I created a fan page of Juice called 999 Fever. I have it to this day.
Yeah.
That's what I DM'd you on. And it didn't blow up because like I only have 33K, but it like went from like no followers to 30 plus K like quite fast.
Yeah.
But my whole goal, like, not many people know this, that follow that page because like I used to go live all the time on Instagram. I was like the one person in the juice community that would show his face. Like I would get people to like just come, and that's kind of what made me like want to try to use my account to meet someone else. So my thinking, I had this plan, right? That account, it's called 999 Fever. I found it at like 4.7 thousand followers. It was ran by this kid named Virgil who lives in Belgium. I hit him up and I was like, I want to buy the account and I want to take over it because you've been inactive.
Yeah.
I got it. All the kid wanted in return was an $100 card for Fortnite V-Bucks. So I just bought him the card. He gave me the information. I gave him that and we just swapped. So in my mind, I was like, I'm going to blow this account up and I'm going to meet someone in the music that does something with music and then try to work for them. Yeah. And that be why I bought the, like, so I don't know. I like the idea, but I didn't think it was going to, like, work. And then I decided to drop, because, like, the name Fever, that's what, when I went live, people would call me, like, they didn't know my name, so they'd call me Fever. Yeah. So I dropped these 3 shirts that were, like, designed, like, highly designed. You know, the theme was the world is yours, like the WRLD type spelling. And I kind of based all the shirts off Juice, but, like, they had nothing to do, like, image-wise with him, but, like, the messages he would send, like, the you can do anything, like, anything's possible, the world is yours. Like, he had this one song called Die to Live. It was an unreleased song, so I made a shirt, like, based around that, but it'd be more, like, about emotionally, like, I feel like you have to die sometimes to, like, become the best version of yourself. Yeah. So I dropped 3 shirts, and that's what got my partner Joey's attention. And he was like, yo, bro, I just don't know where to get these shirts manufactured, but I have the designs. He sent me them. He sent me the money to make them, and I was all excited because it's crazy because my ex, she showed me Hip Hop Heaven just scrolling one day, but way before the Fever or anything. Like, I didn't have any, like... And I was like, damn, that stuff's sick. Like, I thought it was the coolest idea. And she was like, I'll get you a bunch of the stuff from his site for Christmas. But at that time, he didn't have, like, the stuff we have now. It was just, like, game cases, cards, and posters, and, like, little things. Yeah. And then she never ended up getting me the stuff, but that's okay. But it made me remember him. And I remember one day I got a DM from him, and I was like, holy shit, like, I think I know who this is. And I remember looking at his thing. And at that time, he was Gideon, the YouTuber's merch designer. So wow. he designed the It's Bigger Than Black and White shirt. Oh, okay. And Gideon was my favorite YouTuber at the time. So I was like, damn, this kid has the coolest job in the world. And, like, he got stuff for Cenat before that big head. Like, he got him, like, a card and a case and iShowSpeed. And I was like, damn, like, this kid literally does the coolest thing in the world. And then, so when he wanted the shirts, I was like, yeah, bro, I got you. I did it, like, the next day. I, like, immediately got up, went to the place I knew, and just did it. Shipped it to him. He was happy. And then we just stayed friends, and he would, like, send me things and be like, is this a good idea or is it not? There was a couple times he would, like, hit me up because he had a Juice WRLD piece, and he'd be like, can I collab with you? Because his account was at, like, 20-something K, then it got taken down. And then he was at, like, 4K. And then that's when we started talking. And so, like, obviously I was down to collab at first just to, you know, I was more excited to collab with him than, like, but it helped him, I feel like, at that time more. But, yeah, we just became best friends. We would sit on the phone a lot and just talk about ideas and, like.
How old was he back then? Because he's 19 now, so when was this? When he was, like, 17, 16?
Nah, he was, like, I think he was 18. I think he was either 18, about to be 19, or something like that. I'm not, because, like, I met him, man, I don't know, maybe, like, I came in touch with him, like, with the T-shirt thing, like, when he wanted the shirts, that happened in, like, maybe October of last year or something. Okay, yeah. And then Juice WRLD Day was, like, the first thing he asked me to, like, actually do something for him. Yeah, like, yo, I'll send you a bunch of stuff if you just try to get it to as many people as possible. And I was just so down. I was like, I'll try my best. Like, that wasn't the type of person I was. Like, I wasn't an outgoing person or, like, didn't travel, like I said. So when he gave me that task, I was like, I don't want to let him down. But at the same time, I don't know if this is realistic for someone like me to, like, even get one card to anyone. But
also, that's when that story connects, where you said earlier, the VIP, and then you ended up next to VIP, and
it was all best night of my life, by far. Like, that show... Like, it was crazy. The amount of people I met that day, crazy. Like, I met everyone that performed. Like, and not, like, full-on conversation. Like, this is a proper meeting, you know, like what you and I are doing. But
Yeah.
I at least got to dap them up or say, like, hey, what's up? Or, like, they were right near me the whole time. And Famous Dex was the one guy that was literally right next to me the entire night. Like, I'm talking, like, closer than you and I are right now. He was, like, this plant the whole night. Just
Dexter?
He was cool. I got to give him a card on camera. He was kind of awkward with it, though. I don't think he liked it, but it's okay. He just, like, looked at it, turned away, and just slowly put it in his pocket. Man definitely did not remember that was in there, but...
Hey, he might have been off of something. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, God bless his heart. But, you know, well wishes to him now. I believe he's sober, trying to be sober now.
I think he is. I don't know if I believe it, but I'll take his word for it.
Yeah, we'll take his word for it. God bless. But, and fast forwarding now, so... Even to currently, you walked in here, you have something on your wrist. I think you said off camera, but on camera, real quick, tell the people what's on your wrist.
So, this is a Juice WRLD bracelet that he wore in the music video Lean With Me. So, there's a man and a company named Lon Parney.
Yeah.
They're like a clothing company, but they infuse diamonds and pearls into their clothing.
Yeah.
So... They've made stuff for, like, X, Juice, Bad Bunny, like, anyone you can think of. Like, any big person has worn something from them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident that, I don't know if you know, like, the jean jacket X was wearing the day he got killed?
Yeah.
They made that. They were the same people that made this and sent it to me. So, they sent me a few of them. Like, so, obviously, there's the Juice one itself, and they sent me a bunch of replicas. So, when I meet artists or rappers, like, that fuck with Juice, I could be like, yo, I have something that you probably couldn't get if I didn't give this to you. And
yeah,
I try to give him some, but I gotta get more. Like, the guy's cool. He's like this like middle-aged man that lives in like the UK and he runs the whole company, but he was so nice to me. Like, he hit me up one day. He was like, hey, I'm trying to get some of the Juice pages to promote our new bracelet that we're dropping of like the replicas of the Juice WRLD bracelet. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean Juice WRLD bracelet? And he sent me it, and he was like, he sent me the original picture of the one Juice had, like, that he wore in the video. And I was like, that's fucking crazy. And he just sent me a bunch of them, and I gave one to my partner, obviously, out of respect. I had to hook him up because that kid's done so much for me, and I need to repay him still. But that was like something I knew he would want.
Yeah.
And Fresco Trey is a rapper. I don't know if you know who he is. He's one of my favorite rappers of all time. Like, he's newer, but, like, bro has helped me. His music has helped me countlessly. So I got to meet him, and he saw the bracelet. And in the YouTube video, he made, like, this funny-ass sound. He was like I couldn't even recreate the sound if I tried, but he was really nice, and he wanted one of them. I plan on giving one. Hopefully he doesn't watch this because it would ruin the surprise. But I have this artist named Jay Bird that's, like, a close friend. I would consider him a close friend. He recently stood out. You might have seen the video. He stood outside Travis Scott's hotel with the speaker.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
And he played his song.
Yep.
And it took him from 4,000 followers to, like, 37,000.
Yeah.
Like, from rap, world star. So
I think Travis went, like, a thumbs
yeah,
up
he
out
did
the
the
window
thumbs
or
up
something out the
thing.
window. Like, he
And,
liked it.
yeah, my friend Jay, man, I think he's the most talented artist that's out there literally right now in terms of versatility. Like, I just had a gut feeling when I first ever heard him when he had, like, I think I discovered him when he had, like, 800 followers or some shit. And I heard his music, and I was like, no way this guy has 800 followers. Like, if you ever listen to him or take the time to, I promise it's worth it. He's super talented. He's a mega Juice fan. I gave him his first ever interview on my online thing.
Okay, yep.
And then we just stayed in touch ever since, and, like, every song he's dropped this year, I think, has broken, like, 1 million streams. Like, he went from when I met him, he had like 12,000 monthly listeners, and now he's got, like, I think it's 600,000 in such a short amount of time. And that's the shit I just love seeing. Like, some of the artists I met when they were much smaller and seeing them, like, be big now, or, like, bigger, and it's just awesome.
You're there for the growth.
Same thing with Fresco. Like, I discovered him because that same ex that showed me Hip Hop Heaven showed me Fresco Trey, and he was like, he had no followers. I was like, damn, who is this guy? And I think nowadays he's at, like, 800,000 TikTok and, like, 300. I don't know the fucking numbers, but he's really big now. And I got to meet him and his mom and his dad. And I gave him one that looks a lot like this, just of his own version.
Oh, nice.
And I brought a smaller one, and, like, I had him sign it. and I still have that. It was the first ever art piece I ever made, the small one. And then I remade it once I got better, and I made the bigger one. But I have like smaller 16 by 20s I used to make. I don't make them no more because they're trash compared to these. But I just brought it with me and said, fuck it, I'm going to try and have the guy sign it. And he signed it, and I have that. But yeah, I don't know. I just so lost my train of thought. But
who's your like 2 questions. Who's the biggest artist that you guys had gotten any reach out or connection with, like they showed love after a piece that you created? And also, who's like the one artist that you wish you can do, like your dream collaboration work?
So, biggest person we've done something for? That's a great question, man. Because, like, our old account, before I was involved in the business, my partner, he got to send stuff to X's mom.
Wow.
Trippy. Trippy posted us.
Yeah.
Ken Carson, DJ Scheme. Like, he got game cases and shit to, like, everyone. But, like, recently, in person, like, actually met them, I would say Cenat on paper and numbers-wise is probably the biggest guy.
Yeah.
But my favorite interaction, I mean, like, we met Balin Levine recently, who's, like, a big YouTuber. I don't know if you know who he is.
Sounds familiar.
He's the kid that has his shirts in, like, real stores, like the Frick Vape. I don't know if you've ever seen that. But that's him. He was, like, the first person we got to go in the private room with and, like, backstage and, like, on the stage, their whole show. We were literally just on the stage with them. It was the most unreal experience. Like, it kind of made me never want to go to a show again as a fan. It was so cool that I'm like, bro, I'm not going anywhere unless it's backstage. Like, but
that's how I felt for a while after like the trippy shows and shit. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing in this crowd?
I don't know. I'm gonna say it. I don't think my partner should get mad. For a long time, we couldn't legally say anything because they made us sign an NDA. So we didn't meet this person, but we got to ship them something. It was Kim Kardashian. We made something for her daughter for her birthday, but like we couldn't legally post about it or anything because they sent us this terrifying, intimidating NDA.
Paperwork,
because it had her address and shit. But it has all their names involved, like the whole family, even like the exes. Like if you breach or like release anything about the addresses or shit like that. I hope I didn't just make my partner mad by saying that because we've never spoke about it, but like we made her this cool. You know how you saw the little Uzi table?
Yeah.
We made her that, but it was a picture they sent us of her, and we, like, animated it. Oh, my, it was so fucking sick. But I wish there was a clip of that.
She wanted just, like, a one-of-one? Like, for her to have?
Yeah, and then she got...
That's dope.
I think she asked for 5 of those Murakami pillows, the Kanye West ones we do, of the bear eyes. I don't know if you saw
those. 100%,
Those are, like, one of the OG things that really helped my partner take off. Like, I wasn't around for that. But that pillow is, like, one of the things that fucking blew him up like crazy. That and a yearbook. I swear, we have a yearbook.
I saw that. It's like the biggest...
It's the most famous yearbook to ever exist. In total, that shit's got like 30 million views. Like through all the... I don't know why. It's so simple and it's kind of stupid. He printed out like this thing of like all the rappers that are big now, like when they were young from their yearbook, and he just photoshopped it to make it look real.
Yeah.
And he just took his real high school yearbook and just put the page in there.
Wow.
And just made it look like a book. And I think the first time he posted it, it got like 13 million views. And he was like, what the fuck? Because we didn't even sell it. There's nothing to sell there. It was just for the video. But we laugh about that every now and then because, like, it makes no sense. But that was that YouTube short I was talking about that blew up for like 7.
Oh, that was a YouTube short as well, yep.
That was fucking the yearbook.
But that's fire, though. I would love to have, like, I would buy a hip-hop yearbook if you literally put, like, every single year that, let's say, the rappers were, I guess, born in.
That's a smart idea.
That would be fire.
I've never, neither of us have ever thought of that idea.
Yeah, literally at the year, because a lot of them might be similar years. You know, for example, like Trippie Redd, I know he's younger than us. He's like, I think 20,
that's actually
23.
Such a fucking good idea.
So, like, who else is 23? Like, maybe like a Playboy Cardi's 23. A lot of them might have the same year they were born in. But then a lot of them, you might be shocked by their age, you know. But then iconic people typically will have similar years, you know, or you can maybe group it up, maybe 2 or 3 year time span. And you'll get like a Diddy, Dr. Dre, you know.
I think it'd be sick if we went from like old school all the way to the current gen.
Yeah, 100%.
And this would be the year to make it because this is the hip hop 50th year anniversary.
I'm gonna have to give you credit for that when we do. I'm so glad this is being recorded because I would forget this if it wasn't. But when I watch it back,
you definitely should. And you know, like towards the end, it'll start like on yearbooks, it'll show like most successful, whatever,
Yeah,
your stuff like
and
that, but like do like, oh,
Yeah.
this is where they're at right now. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, y'all just hit me with such a great idea.
People would buy it like crazy,
Hell
and
yeah.
you'll get people buying it. That would be the biggest
It'll just be about how we
thing this
design
year
it. Like
in the
I'll-
culture.
Like it's about the way we design it. But
How's it look
I
good?
have it in my head like already that I'm so gonna talk to my partner about that. Like,
Cause I'm surprised. I be thinking about that type of shit. Cause I'm like, it's a 50th year anniversary of hip hop. Like, why isn't there like something being created? You know, like there's this big conversation behind the scenes. Like they're trying to create like a hip hop union, music union, cause they don't
Yeah.
have it. You know, cause there needs to be more unity, especially with hip hop. There's so much competitive nature, beef, etc. People get they're ego driven, but something like that would be a beautiful piece. Even if you
Yeah.
just make one, that I feel like it can blow up so big that you're gonna have everyone blowing your line up. Like,
Yeah.
like we gotta make this mass produce. This is what's going on. This is a huge thing. But yeah, no, that for sure. And then what would be the dream collaboration? Did you answer that yet? Or
no,
right?
that's my bad.
No worries.
If like I could meet someone tomorrow and give them art, honestly, like it would have to be Trippie Redd or Kanye West, but more like Kanye's just. I'm not gonna say it's unrealistic because I think anything's possible, but
That's possible.
Trippie Redd, I could actually make happen. I'm cool with Chris King, who's like his best friend.
Yeah.
Chris King is a interesting guy.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like when it comes to texting, like I'll send him a question and he'll be like, "Bet." And I'm just like, "Bro, I asked you a question." Like, but he's nice. Like he doesn't even have to answer me, to be honest. But I would do anything to meet Trippie just because, like, I don't know, Trippie, X, and Juice, man. I literally wouldn't be here without those three. Like especially Jay, but I would love to meet Trippie to make him a Juice and X piece.
Mhm.
Like I just feel like he would really appreciate that as a person. Like I truly think like our canvas work like is amazing, and I just think he would be like, wow, like this. It would just I feel like mean something a lot more to him if I made him something of his friends compared to only making him something of himself.
Hell yeah.
So
He's very emotional with that type of shit. Like he always talks about like those. He was literally Juice WRLD's neighbor. Like living like, on the same type
Yeah.
of street and shit. Literally before he died. So, and obviously we already know how close he is with X. So
like I wouldn't want to make him purposely emotional. It's not my goal, but like out of respect,
sentimental gifts. People love
yeah,
sentimental
like,
gifts because it
I
means
want
something.
he'll remember it. That's
Yeah.
that's always what like the one thing every person we've ever met that has said that means a lot to us is like they're like, I've never gotten something like this before.
Yeah.
And that means a lot because at the end of the day, like a lot of these rappers, they have money, like crazy money. They can go buy any art
Anything.
piece. They can go buy anything. So like for them to be like, I've never received something like this before, like man, that means the fucking world because a lot of this shit, like I've sacrificed a lot, man, for this brand. Like I've lost, like I had friends before. I lost all my friends. Like my health kind of shit the bed. And then my family, like I don't know. Like I had a lot happen with my dad in the same month. Like once I finally got better, my dad got diagnosed. Like he had a tumor develop on the bottom of his spine right as I met my partner. And I was like, damn, like shit just won't stop coming. And
Yeah.
like it just lit a fire in me that I don't think is still gone out. Like he's good now, but
God bless.
it's just I'm the youngest. Like it's just my dad and my brother and I are like this unbreakable triangle. Like we've always had each other because like I don't know, my situation with my mom and her side is quite complicated. Like I don't know, there's nothing really there. Like
Yeah.
like I've tried multiple times to like keep her in the picture, but I can't force someone to after a certain age. Like if they want to make their own decisions, that's understandable. I'm not gonna fight you on it.
Mhm.
But my dad, my brother are by far my biggest supporters, and like it means the world. Like it really does, because it's like I think people think when you chase your dream, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I think people think once you start doing stuff and you meet people and on paper it looks amazing, they think it's just easy. But I truly believe like doing this shit is like anything that's like you have a big goal and you want to really get it, like man, you got to obsess over it, and it's going to drive you crazy at points, and like you do have to be delusional, if I'm being honest. Like
Hell yeah.
there's so many things I said from a long time ago that I thought were crazy delusional, but then once they happened, I was like, maybe that's what I got to do. And I have I have acquaintances that support me, but they only support me once they see something. like, they won't ever hit me up normally, but if I post me with, like, for example, Bale and Levine recently, when I was on stage, I had more people from, like, my school and everything hit me up. But, like, I got bullied like fucking crazy in high school because I was really big. And I was very antisocial, and I just played Fortnite all the time, and I played FIFA a lot. I love FIFA. So I don't know. Nowadays, it's really confusing for me to, like, understand what someone's intention is when they're talking to me.
A lot of fake love.
Like, yeah. And I never thought that was going to be an issue, if I'm being honest with you. And it's realistically only going to get worse as time goes on. But I've learned, like, you know, just keep people at a distance sometimes, man. Like, there's some people that at times you're going to want, like, to be around, but sometimes they're just not meant to be around for reasons. And I'm not, like, super religious, but I believe in, like, something. Like, I would be so fucking arrogant to say that I did all this. Yeah. I would be so arrogant to make that statement. Like, my partner has, like, when I was, like, first started working with him, I was struggling really bad, like, financially. And, like, when I did the podcasting, I didn't have my own computer, so I had to use my dad's fiance's, and it caused a lot of commotion because I'd be like, I need to record with this guy at this time, and it would get me a little annoyed when they didn't understand.
Yeah.
So he bought me, like, a crazy laptop for my birthday.
That's
and
fire.
Just made nothing of it. He was like, oh, here, bro. Like, and just said nothing about it. Like, I didn't sleep for 2 days. I had a flight. I landed. He picked me up. Not even 10 minutes into driving from the airport. He just reaches behind the seat and pulls out this crazy, like, you know the HP flip computers that have the screen? They're, like, quite big. I was like, bro, what the fuck? And, like, he's done endless shit for me. And, like, he's probably the most selfless person I've met. When it comes to, like, not having an ego, when he easily could, like a 19-year-old that's doing well, has a business, you know.
Insane.
You would think that they're going to be an egotistical asshole, but nah, man, my partner is literally, like, it sounds stupid, but bro literally saved and changed my life. Like, I have no clue what the fuck I'd be doing if I didn't meet him. Because all I was doing was working at Walmart as a cart pusher. And I've done that for so long. And there was a point where, like, when I started traveling, I was just like, man, like, maybe I should just say fuck it and just see what happens if I just took, like, a leave of absence for a month.
Yeah.
See what I can do with all this shit kind of on my own. And I never returned. I went back one day to my job because I tried to go back and change my schedule and work, like, 2 days a week, and they just fired me. And I was like, you know what? That was meant to happen. And I didn't care. I didn't care at all. And my dad and my brother and I have, like, struggled, like, pretty fucking hard, if I'm being honest. Like, moments where, like, we're fucking scraping up change in the car to be able to buy, like, a Cumberland Farm slice of pizza and eat and shit like that. Yeah. So it's just awesome, and I'm really grateful. I think being grateful and having gratitude is, like, a really important thing. And just appreciating the people and always remembering your, like, your roots, you know? I don't think there's any amount of money or followers or things that can make me just become someone I fucking hate. That's one thing I've always do is check myself, like, try to avoid always, like, developing an ego and all these things, because, like, there's no reason to, right? Like, I think social media, like, it's real, but it's, like, fake. Like, followers, like, to people that don't do social media, followers are cool. To people that do social media, followers are not cool. Yeah. And it's something that people that don't do it are ever going to understand. Like, it's just, I've tried to explain to a lot of people what we do. It's kind of difficult because we're a brand. So, like, there's multiple things we do, but I have the people around me right now that I truly care about. I also got to shout out my friend Drew. He's like the only kid that I went to school with from a young age that stuck with me even once I moved away and through Pawtucket and through my health. And, like, I was so broke at one point where, like, he literally paid for me to go to WRLD Day last year, and then I had to pay him back. And, like, I'm just blessed, like, how quickly things have moved. Yeah. And just, like, believing in the process and shit. But, yeah, Drew, Joey, my dad, and my brother are for real the MVPs, man. Like, I'm nothing I would have been nothing without those four people for sure.
That's amazing to hear, especially because of the fact that if you break it down just fundamentally, you have established something, you know, especially Joey, and if you're watching, you guys both have established something very, very real, And fundamentally, it can be just a money grab, a cash grab, where you just produce product. You know, you do cheap quality, maybe go source it from China, Alibaba. You know, like a lot of these random Instagram pages, etc., do, and they make a good amount of money off of it. You know, doing that, you know, etc., and they'll still make money for the rest of life because there's always a brand new artist popping up. There's always a random viral rapper, you know, every single year, every couple months. So they'll be always able to make some sort of money off of just doing some quick, you know, money grab type of shit. But you guys actually have, you know, real people, you know, especially meeting you today. You have established, you know, a real deal sense of, okay, this man is passionate. He's very real. This is not a facade. This is not a cash grab. And also, aside from that, you also have a creative aspect where you have this passion for ideas that you still haven't even done yet. You know, you want to create this. You want to work with this people. You have higher goals. And that's where the biggest and best, brightest stars, you know, blossom, where you are that, you know, inspirational and actually you give a fuck about it. Because if not, you can just go back, like I said, to be a cash grab. And you guys are not that. So I see your future being extremely, extremely bright. And worst case scenario, you definitely have a huger fan in me now from this great day going forward when it comes to everything you guys do. Because aside from great and dope shit, you see like behind the brand, it's real deal stories and real deal dope shit. Like this guy actually has been through some stuff, and this is a real man. This is like a real person. So that's like some of my favorite things, like in this whole culture, like getting to meet people like yourselves, people behind the actual brands. Some of my favorite and least favorite when sometimes it's like, you know, when they say don't meet your the idols, you'll meet your idols or something like that, the concept of that, because some people are like, oh, it's like, oh, he was whatever, like, oh, I fuck with his music, but as a person, you know, he kind of sucked. Like that happened to me early on when I met, like I loved Polo G's first album, so I ended up meeting Polo G because he was gonna buy some sneakers off of me or something like that. And he was just weird. And I felt like he was like, what the fuck? Like, I felt like he gave asshole vibes. You know, but you can chuck it up to, like, people being, you know, foreigners to the city. And also brand new artists, millionaires, out of a sudden, young artists. You know, shit happens, stressful. But no matter what, even though I know that logically, I'm going to still have some sort of part inside of me that's going to feel like, Polo G was an asshole, you know what I'm saying? So it's always best when the people who actually make the dope art that you appreciate and actually see online and fuck with actually are cool, like yourself, Shane. So, you know, I respect the fuck out of everything you guys are doing, you know. 100%. So I feel like this is going to be, you know, in a couple years we're going to be talking about these guys. Like, we're going to see articles written like, you know, hip-hop, you know, they signed a deal for $200 million. You're gonna see a photo of Shane like this, like with his dad, like hugging him, like, oh my god, you know, we're gonna be so proud. We're gonna be reporting on it because I don't see why not. You know, I do not see why not, because people, like I said, can be an easy crash grab, but you cannot buy genuine creativity. You know, that's something that we're all either born with or don't have. You know, these ideas and thoughts are stuff that, you know, these $1 million companies can't pay for. They can have brainstorming meetings with their marketing department with a couple, you know, people, and then they might not be genuine fans, so they're not gonna think as creatively as a Shane would about, you know, oh, let me create a Yu-Gi-Oh card aesthetic type of vibe for Victor. He loves Lil Wayne, and then let me do this, and you make it actual 3 feet instead of an actual card form where this is, you can hang it up on the wall. This type of stuff is things that these brands and companies in a perfect world would work with and hire and actually facilitate more, but they don't. And you guys are the future with this. So hopefully, you know, this shit goes crazy, because I do not see why not. And you already said you have a lot of things planned and things coming, right? Pieces haven't still even been revealed yet, which I think you guys should do. If Joey's cool with it, you guys should start doing more previews and like showing people like things slowly, because I've kind of done that with like sort of like little clips and stuff, and I see the traction is like more. People kind of anticipate more, and it makes sense because like people love anticipation with albums, etc. It works. So
I mean, attention spans nowadays are like
all time
low.
All time low.
You see the new thing YouTube just added that you're gonna be able to play. If I forgot exactly how it was worded, but you basically can watch the same video on like 4 devices or something at the same time with like some weird thing they're adding. I don't know how it necessarily works, but it's basically like because attention spans are so bad that people nowadays like watching 2 things at the same time or 3 things. So like I could be watching one of your videos, my videos, a Mr. Beast video, and an NBA highlight video at the like same time.
On the same YouTube
yeah,
account
it's
device?
fucking crazy. Like I don't know how they're doing it, but I read the article. I think it literally got like announced yesterday, but I have no clue when it's actually going to be inputted into the like the apps. But
I mean, I guess it could make some aspect. It can make sense. Like if you're playing like a Juice WRLD song, and then you want to watch like basketball highlights on mute or something.
That's very true.
That could make sense, you know. But other than that, it could definitely become a headache. But if you're watching 2 live streams, like maybe sports live streams, that could make sense. I've done that. Well, illegally, allegedly. Well, I watch like the UFC fight. It'll be on, and then there'll be like a boxing match on at the same time. So I'll do like the split screen on the Fire Stick. So that's gonna be interesting, man. Listen, they're just trying to make more money.
Yeah,
so
of course. So that's all it stems down to.
It's all it stems down to, and the short attention spans are gonna keep getting shorter and shorter. But that's where I feel like no matter what, creators like yourself and your company are very valuable because you see the quality over everything else.
Yeah.
You know, the quality is what people give a fuck about no matter what, because look at now, people saying this year, even statistically, hip hop is like the lowest charting it's ever been, like in a while, like in decades. So,
which is interesting to me. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's like obvious reason for it, but at the same time, it does surprise me that like how poorly hip hop has done this year on the charts.
Country music is still like
Yeah,
top. Like Morgan Wallen,
bro, ran like he's just dominated this year. It's
I still haven't even heard that album
crazy.
yet. I want to. Like I genuinely want to sit down because I'm because
I just got introduced to country. Like I've always known what it is, but I've always been kind of closed minded with it.
Yeah.
But
It's hard to get into, man.
it's certain people.
really
like
is.
it's about certain people. Like there's this one guy. So there's like that ex I was talking about earlier. Like we didn't talk for mad fucking long. Like we didn't talk for like a year, and then recently we've been like cool. We've been friends, and she showed me a guy named Jelly Roll.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
He
I
kind
think
of
he was on Andrew Schultz's podcast.
Yeah, he
this
gives
week.
me like he's like 37, I think, but his message that he delivers to his fans is super similar to Juice WRLD in terms of like addiction and like struggling and anything being possible no matter where you're from and stuff. And like that's literally why I do what I do. Like I think like I don't know, I think one of my favorite things, and like not a weird way before I say this, but something as simple as like when I go to the court to take videos and there's like mad little kids and they're all like super hyped and asking questions. It's like whenever I'm having those moments, I just ask them like, what would you want to do if you could do anything? And I just try to talk to them and be like, well, you're like 12. So if you start now, by the time you're my age, you might really be something. Like,
hell yeah.
And that's just like coming, like I literally started as a fan page and now I work with, you know, my best friend. That's kind of the message I've always wanted to push because that's what Juice pushed on me. Like Juice changed my whole perspective on whatever it is you want to do, you can do. And like for the longest time, like it's like corny and cliche and like everyone says that, but
it's real.
It's genuinely true. Like you literally can do anything. It's just about channeling that in your brain, and like your perspective and mindset are the most important things, and just realizing like no matter what job you do in the world, there's going to be good days and bad days. Like you could be the most successful man ever and have the most money ever, or whatever the fuck it is you like. Like there's still going to be days you feel sad or there's just mad, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So once you like accept that and you realize like oh, there's going to be times I'm high, I'm low. Once you accept that, man, it's like a power of like just making sure you stay disciplined and doing what you're doing, and just day by day trying to take, even if it's the most microscopic step. But if it's something, it's something, you know? So.
Oh, hell yeah. No, now that I know that you obviously are Rhode Island based as well, I definitely got to bring you in to speak to, like, whenever I go to speak to schools and kids and stuff.
Bro, I would love to
That'd
do
be
something
awesome.
like
That'd
that.
be fire.
To have them bring in, like, especially, like, things that they would find appealing, you know, because I know, like, these kids love. I've asked them all the time their favorite artist. You know, a lot of them be saying, like, XXXtentacion.
I would pull up with I could pull up with, like, because obviously we're not going to know every kid's favorite person, but I could pull up with a variety of, like, people that make sense.
Yeah, even for them to just look at it in person.
No, I'll give back, bro. If it comes to, like, the cards or something, I could make, like, those are quite cheap to get manufactured. I can pull up with a ton of them and, like, make it unique so, like, the kids that get that day are like the only people that get it. So it's not
That'll be
like
fire.
something we sell. It'd be something that's like for
One of
One
ones
of
type
one.
shit, yeah.
so it feels special to them. Like I would love. That's what I wanted to do when I was in high school. At one point, I kind of not like wanted to be a therapist, but I just wanted to talk to people. I don't think I'm the best talker. Like I don't know if that exists, but I just try to relate to people the best I can. Like obviously, my opinion isn't right all the time, and I think that's a big issue with the world is entitlement. Like I feel like the people that do the least talk the most, and the people that do the most talk the least. And I feel like that needs to fucking flip upside down. Because like, I just like I said a million times already. Like I like learning, but I also like helping people. Because you know, like this is my first ever time really being on camera and opening up about myself. But like mental health, it matters for both men and women. But I feel like a lot of young men around my age struggle way more than people see.
Yeah.
And I've lost a lot of people to suicide, and I'm kind of over it. So, like, I always just try to talk to people, check up on people, because you never know what text is going to make someone's day or what text is going to change someone's whole day. Like, some people are so down, and you have no clue because, like, putting on a fake face or whatever the fuck you want to call it is very powerful. And, like, I think phones are the greatest invention ever, but also the worst invention at the same time. I think social media has made people super insecure and scared of everything.
Yeah.
I think fear controls a lot of people's narratives, and they're like scared to fail, so they won't try. But I've failed at like 6 different things I wanted to do, like streaming. I used to try to stream games. I used to try to play games competitively for money, and like some days it was good, some days it was bad. I wanted to do a bunch of different things, and, you know, you got to trial and error. And I feel like I failed enough times to get to something that I'm like, this is the fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And my best friend gave me a chance, and I don't ever plan on, like, looking back. But it doesn't mean I just want to forget everyone. So, like, all the people from my fan page that still hit me up just to see how I'm doing, like, I love that shit. I think it's because I don't be active on it like I used to. But at the end of the day, no matter what I do, no matter what hip-hop heaven becomes, I'll always admit and know that Juice WRLD and a fucking fan page is the reason why any of it happened. That's just why I'm like grateful, because I don't sit here and take credit for hip hop heaven, and I never will. It was my partner, and he just gave me a chance. Sometimes people need a chance, man. Like I think that's like just such an important thing when figuring out what you want to do and just finding out how to acquire that chance.
Yeah.
But if you get it, don't fuck it up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Don't
Just
drop the ball.
Because I feel like a lot of people do that. I mean, I don't know. Like, all my friends, like my hometown friends, they all do the same thing. They all do, like, HVAC or, like, that type of shit. And I just didn't pick that. Like, I'm talking, it was, like, a group of, like, 8 of us. And I'm talking 7 of them.
Did HVAC?
All do the same, like, wiring and this and that.
HVACers.
And that's no, like...
I mean, it makes money.
Yeah, like, I'm not judging it. Like, it's a bad thing. I just felt like... That's why I lost all my friends, because they all chose to do the same thing, and I was just like, bro, I feel like my brain is meant for more than a 9 to 5. Not that there's anything wrong with the 9 to 5. I just didn't feel like that was my calling or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I mean, these are just canvases at the end of the day, right? But this is just one of a million things that tie with the brand. I don't know. I always welcome people to openly DM me, just for anything. It doesn't even have to be about our brand. It doesn't have to. It can just be how you're doing, how you're feeling. If you need help with something, how you feel. I'm not saying I'll answer everything, but I try. I try to answer as many people as I can, because you just never know, man. You really don't. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree, because we've gone through it. Dealing with, like I said earlier, the Juice WRLD fan base, the XXXtentacion fan base, and when you realize, especially people like yourself, the actual people behind these fan pages and fan sites are people that 9 times out of 10 have gone through something, and they also are very compassionate towards other people.
Yeah.
So they'll reach out, connect with others, other fan pages connect, there's like a whole world with that, like that's like if you're talking about multiverses, that's like a whole universe right there with fan pages. I know like the Doja Cat fan pages teamed up together. I think it was like last month to like unfollow her and like and delete their accounts and stuff, or like I guess archive them for a while, and that worked. Like I think Doja Cat lost like 800,000 followers.
It was such a stupid fucking play. Like I don't know who was a part of her team, but wake up! Like why are you just allowing your artist to do some dumb
shit on the
like
fans
that?
and shit? Is like. Nah, man.
But I do agree. Like, I don't feel like you naturally become just like an X and Juice fan because you're like, oh yeah, their music's awesome. Like, I feel like if you listen to people like Juice and X, like, it's probably for a deeper reason. Like, they make 100%. Such unique sounds and like what they talk about. Like, I was like, it's weird because I listen to sad music when I'm happy, and then when I'm like sad, I don't know. It's like I listen to stuff like opposite. I think music's a great way to see how you are if you've grown at all. Like, because there's certain songs that everyone has that will make them emotional, and they've either like cried to or something. But nowadays, a lot of that music, I feel like I used to catch myself like crying to and shit. Like, I don't cry to it no more, and I can listen to it knowing that like there's a point in time where I couldn't even listen to this without getting emotional due to whatever it was tied to, whatever memory it was. But I'm like super heavy on just trying to be better every day. Like, it's like, there's no law or fucking gun aimed at your head that says you have to be who you were 10 minutes ago. You know what I mean? There's no law or anything that says that.
But people forget that.
I try to tell people that all the time, man. Because, like,
I like that line, though. There's no law. There's no, you can't be different 10 minutes ago.
I realized that at the beginning of the year, like, going into 2023, I, like, had this feeling of knowing, like, I have a purpose just now. Like, I have this brand that I think can be something big based off our conversations Joey and I had. And I was just so tired of, like, having the same results every year and, like, feeling like I'm just existing because I'm forced to. Like, that's how I felt. Like, every day I woke up because I was forced to. Like, because you go to bed and you wake up. But, like, there's no choice. And I was just tired of that. Like, I'm 21. I had 20 years of feeling that way of just like, I'm just here because I have to be.
Yeah.
So that means I got to have 21 years of waking up every day and fucking trying my absolute best and just see what happens. Like, that's why when people, like, I hate the words, I'll never in a million years be like, oh, I have clout or I'm famous. Like, fuck, like, that shit is gross. Like, I don't even know what that is. Like, I know followers in people's eyes, like, mean those words, but to me, it's just, like, I just want to wake up and be better every day, and all the things I want to happen will just naturally come with it if I just, like, believe that. So, I don't know. I mean, we could wake up tomorrow and magically go from 400K to 1 million. It's not going to change whatever my plan was for that day or the next day. It's just like, oh, that's good. I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I was just super happy because I DM'd you. I was like, yo, like, I know you're based out of Rhode Island. It'd be fucking awesome to, do some sort of episode together because I would love to make more stuff happen down in Rhode Island with people. And it's just hard because, like, I've tried looking. I don't know that many people that, like, are in the music, like, somewhat scene industry. And, like, it is so funny because my partner, like, he did a podcast online. And they had, like, 100 subs. And it's just so wild to go from, like, your first podcast being 100 subs to all of a sudden fucking 300-something thousand. It's, like, it's confusing. But I don't know. I like doing shit like this. Like, I wish I was a co-host on someone's podcast. Mm-hmm. I respect people that are, like, the host.
Yeah.
But I would love to be, like, a co-host and bounce off the conversation and let people talk more for the most part and just, like, give my input when I can. And I tried to make that happen, but they basically told me to go fuck myself. They were like, we don't know who you are. We don't want you on our show. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to force you to. But
listen, we can give it a try right now. We could let's do some topics with Shane. If you're down, we could do some topics, because I'm getting notified of, like, breaking news, some stuff, especially the big one I saw was, like, Drake album news. So if you're down, we want to do some topics.
Yeah, I'm not like 1,000% sure what that means, but I'm down. I'll just like I think I'll just learn as I go. I'll try to learn as I go. See, like, to understand what you mean.
Let's do it. So for those who obviously know, but obviously I'm pretty sure everyone knows by now, this is Shane from Hip Hop Heaven. So with Shane, let's talk about some topics. Let's get into some cultural news. And I think did I have at least one Rhode Island thing written down to talk about? Yeah. That's true.
The tornado?
The tornado. We can
Yeah.
talk about that with Shane because
It was wild.
I feel like you definitely heard about it because you were living out here. So let's talk about it right now. So let's start. For starters, shout out to everybody out there listening. Reminder that we also have a Spanish podcast, El Poca, that drops every week. Make sure to check that out with my father. And let's talk about over the weekend. There was a day trill event. We have a day trill vlog dropping this week once the day trill team season approves it, where I interviewed a bunch of people out of state, etc. A lot of people there, but in Rhode Island, one of the biggest day parties in Rhode Island history, the day trill event that they do every year. That was pretty cool to see. Amazing DJs, amazing experience. Also, happy birthday to our boy Brian Estevez's birthday over the weekend.
Yeah.
One of the Club Ambition members. One of our best friends. Also, Club Ambition member and best friend Cameron. Happy birthday to Cameron. We had two close and cool friends had a very, very exciting birthday weekend, and we're gonna link up with Cameron this week again. And going now to the biggest Rhode Island news over the weekend. We talk about it with Shane. Let's get his opinion on it. So there was first of all, overall, there's been crazy weather lately, right? In Hawaii, you have the wildfires happening.
Let's not even get into
insane,
that one.
Right?
That's
California,
just too sketchy, bro.
We just had in California a Hurricane Hilary.
And an earthquake.
And an earthquake, 5.1 magnitude earthquake. Dodger Stadium was like underwater.
Yeah,
the whole parking lot was
crazy.
Underwater. It looked like some shit out of like a freaking like Christopher Nolan movie.
A lot of weird shit happening.
Insane, right? And aside from that, obviously, top of the year, we had the Canadian wildfires that led to smoke down here in Rhode Island. But for the first time in about 40 years in Rhode Island, a tornado came by 295, the highway, and literally lifted a car up on the highway and brought the car back down. Video. And this was we got the notification. Did you get a notification on your phone? Tornado warning?
Yeah, I did.
So everyone in Rhode Island got the notification on their phone, tornado warning.
I didn't
right?
get it.
You didn't get it?
I was on my way to Connecticut.
Oh, that's true.
Fighting over
Your
months.
time zone
that
changed.
noise always makes me feel like the world's about to end. Whenever
man.
that
It's like it sounds like the purge.
Did y'all hear? Y'all heard the siren?
I didn't hear the siren,
I didn't hear the siren.
but I saw videos that the siren was actively
Yeah, I
going
posted
off.
videos that went viral.
I feel like shit like that. They shouldn't do that shit, bro.
Is it raining outside right now?
Yeah, it is raining. We were just
Oh,
talking about
my
the weather.
windows
Talk
are
about the weather.
Wide open, bro.
Yeah?
My windows in my car are wide.
You want to
fucking
go
open.
close them?
Honestly, man, it's probably already wet. It is what it is.
Is it? For real?
It sounds like it is.
It could be
right?
momentarily.
I'm not tripping.
No, it is raining. Yeah, but it could be momentarily passing
Oh,
by.
man.
The thing
I'm
is,
gonna go back to a
there's a
tsunami.
roof there, so it might sound like it's a lot. It could
Oh.
just
It could be
some
lighter.
light.
Oh, that is true.
It
I
could be
definitely
lighter.
say go
yeah,
check
that,
if you
yeah,
want.
right outside
Nah,
the window,
you
right
know
there's
what?
a roof.
Bro, it's a car. It's okay. It's just some water. I've had.
We'll give you some towels or something to clean it up as
I
as
got
we
some
can.
clothes in the trunk I can sit on. I don't really care.
Why'd you leave your windows open? What happened? It was hot?
I don't know.
On the way here?
Yeah, so I because I travel back and forth so much, I just got that car I had. It's a simple car. It's like a Hyundai Sonata, but the fucking I bought it and the AC is kind of messed up right now.
Yeah.
So when I have these in the car, I don't like it to I have to put all the windows down because I don't want it to get too hot and they just stick to each other or
They'll
something.
melt or something. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I mean, I took the L. It is what it is. I took the L. It started raining. I didn't see no rain though.
Yeah, I didn't see whether
I didn't see no rain.
It was rain today or yesterday at all, but there was like a little rain yesterday, but I guess not today. Random rain. But that's that Rhode Island weather. It's been fucking crazy. But if you read the actual article of the breakdown of what happened over the weekend, for those who don't know, the National Weather Service confirmed that there was a tornado that touched down several times in 3 Rhode Island communities Friday morning. The survey determined that the tornado caused significant damage on a path
North
through
Providence mostly,
Situate,
Yeah.
Johnston, and North Providence. This tornado peaked at 115 miles per hour.
Did you see the
Damn.
video of it?
I saw the video. The video was like very low quality, but you could see it.
But you could, yeah.
It was like the truck driver's footage, I believe, that they
I
have.
haven't peeped it yet.
It's very low
Kind of
quality.
wild seeing it though. I don't know, man.
It looks like an old video, almost like
Yeah.
something from like Stranger Things or something.
I feel like we're doing it to ourselves, with all
It has
the
to be
weather.
global warming, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the whole global warming thing is the people that don't think it's happening. I actually don't fucking understand what's wrong with them.
What more evidence you need?
I don't know. I think it also has to do with us just causing, building so much shit, reducing air quality, fucking more areas are getting more populated. The world's just naturally more populated. We're putting more pollution into the air. Like, you got to be dumb to think that the longer life goes on, the worse weather's realistically going to get because we are reducing the amount of oxygen that can be produced from fucking destroying every tree that exists. And, like,
My God.
I don't know, man. I don't know how the world's going to be in 10 years. I don't know if we even make it 10 years, honestly. We don't really know. The way shit's
never know
going.
what could happen.
We never know.
We never know what could happen. But this tornado lifted up a car several feet off the ground. It knocked down dozens of trees, disturbing also gravestones being knocked down in a cemetery, Memorial Park Cemetery. Damn, that had to suck. What the hell?
Yeah, what, gravestone?
That shit down the street?
How the fuck you rip out a gravestone?
I'm not sure what location is that one. That one is Memorial Park gravestone.
I thought it was called Memorial.
But the last time this happened in Providence was August of 1986. So nearly 40 years ago, that tornado touched down. And this tornado, this time, literally tossed up in the air a 1,000-pound air conditioning unit over a one-story building. This was alongside Gilbert Street in Mansfield, around the Attleboro area, Attleboro borderline, Rhode Island. Yeah, so there's images all over the line. This is pretty crazy. A lot of people thought it was like fake. There can't be no way. Like, why are we getting this? You know, like I posted a video of the alarm for the first time ever. I didn't know that there was a actual tornado siren in Providence, Rhode Island that goes off. That. But I guess that was on the Brown University campus to alert everyone in that area. Providence downtown area. Okay, but I posted that clip and that went viral. People were like, "What? This is not real."
No one thinks shit is real down here until really
it happens.
Until it's kind of the issue with everywhere. No one thinks stuff is real until it's just like, well, here you fucking go.
But that's why we're here, man. You know, Cap Club Ambition podcast, especially whenever we can talk about Rhode Island shit, because I feel like we have to. You know, we can't deny, like, we are from here. We're filming here. A lot of people get shocked when they find out, oh, you guys are from Rhode Island? Especially when they see the studio and shit. They think we're in L.A. or something.
Bro,
like,
every artist I've ever met, they're like, where are you from? And I say Rhode Island. Some of them literally have no clue what.
Long Island?
They correct it. And they like, it's mind-boggling how people don't know it's a state.
New England. And a lot of people don't even know what New England is. They just don't know New England
I usually just say, like, Rhode Island, Boston, Rhode Island. Because when they hear Boston, they know what the fuck that is. But, like, when you say Rhode Island, they're just like, where is that? I'm just like, it's on the East Coast, right next to Massachusetts, Boston. I don't know. I feel like Rhode Island isn't, like, as bad as maybe people view it just because it's labeled as the smallest state. There's just not, like, a ton to do. That's all I would say. Like, there's not...
I feel like back then especially, now, like, times are changing. You know, we got creators like ourselves, you know, where it's, like, cooler, not the stereotypical traditional standards, but... You know, that's up for us as well. Like you said, like, you know, if we talk to kids more, we connect like you connecting with these kids in the basketball court. Like, the next generations from Rhode Island are the ones that are really going to cultivate and manifest this shit to become,
for sure.
You know, a staple where people got to come through, stop by these artists. It becomes like a real deal thing because they already kind of do, but not as like a level of a Boston, et cetera. So I think in a couple years, this is going to keep on picking up, you know, as long as it's not more tornadoes coming through here, because then no one's gonna fucking come by. You know what I'm saying? But moving on, also there's been rumors, and I'm not sure how much we could talk about this because on YouTube they're very demonetization when it comes to this, but there's rumors there's a new COVID strand called ERIS, and there's been rumors of nurses, etc., saying that there's a rumored new lockdown happening again around October, right? There's a viral clip of nonetheless, who else? The famous, infamous Alex Jones talking about it, that he had confirmation, etc. So, to each their own. You guys decide with that, with your information, do what you please. But the symptoms sound crazy. But it could just be some bullshit. You know, people love, you know, picking up on things online. You know, shit happens. But I wouldn't be surprised. Nah,
man, that shit's all planned. Anyways. I'm being dead ass.
Would you take the vaccine this time, Marlon?
No, I still don't have it. Knock on wood, man.
It's so I got the Walmart paid me to get the vaccine. They paid me.
Wow.
They added
As an employee?
Yeah, they added $100 into my check. Everyone's check that got the shot there, but like the shot, literally the second shot, because like there's the first dose, second dose.
I got the second one.
I went outside to go keep pushing carts, and like 30 minutes into it, I just like passed out and was just laying in the fucking burning sun in the middle of the parking lot.
I had heart issues after my second shot.
Yeah, there's definitely some funky ass shit going on with that, especially with all the young athletes like Bronny going to cardiac arrest, Sharif O'Neal.
Yeah, that shit was very sus.
Something's going on, man. But I don't know. I think people just
they ignore it because
they love lying to themselves for whatever reason.
they want to politicize it. That's the thing as well. Like I remember some guy called me out on Twitter because I was like talking about it when who was it that football player that passed out fainted last year? Damar Hamlin.
Yeah,
Damar Hamlin. And he was like, like, what are you talking about? You're misusing your platform. I'm like, brother, my platform is big because I just say what the fuck I think, and it's just an opinion. I could be wrong. No one is here telling people this is that. I'm just saying like, it could be the COVID vaccine. Why can't it be? Like, what? Why is like, why are we trying to politicize this shit? Like, stop picking a side. This is not about picking a side. It's just about science is not always right. So there could be, vaccines is a medicine you put into your body. Not everyone's going to react the same. We're not all robots. Every human has a different reaction. Right. If I scratch you like this, I scratch him like that, it's going to be a different way that your skin reacts. Everyone's different, so that's all it really comes down to. But people want to get defensive and shit.
Have you seen the shit? Because, like, I saw that they are talking about another lockdown.
Yeah, it was like viral on Twitter.
I think it's for this reason. I don't know if y'all saw, but the government literally right now is like building tons and tons of spherical, like, fighter type things. They literally look like like what we would think a UFO looks like, circular, like flying objects.
Okay, yeah.
And they're building like tons of them. Like a video got released like 3 days ago of someone secretly filming the inside of one of the warehouses. And like, bro, I don't know. I wouldn't put it past America to like create some sort of fake. Like I literally could see them for population control reasonings deploying like their own fake like UFO type shit just to scare people to then control more. I mean, it's a bit off topic, but I don't know, man. I can sense something's coming. Like, the government's fucking weird.
Anything is possible. I've been feeling like that this is the year where we will see, like, some sort of actual alien or UFO in person.
Well, I just wanted to say that because when it happens, I just want there to be the clip of me predicting that.
Shane from hip-hop, having called
just so the government shows up at my house and fucking kidnaps me,
Did you know something that we didn't? Or did,
things like that happen. Things like those men in black suits, whatever they call it. Bro,
when they erase the memories type shit?
Those people exist, man. I refuse to believe they don't.
How about this real quick, Shane? What's your opinion on this, and Marlon as well? So, Super Bowl halftime show always gets planned out a year or so ahead of time, right? This time around, now they are planning it, and they are predictions, right? So first there was a rumored of Lizzo. I was like, what the fuck? Why would Lizzo? She's huge, but Lizzo does not have. Oh, I didn't mean
choice of words, bro.
I didn't mean God bless.
I was gonna make a comment, but that's not
choice of words.
Pun not intended. But she's a huge artist, right? People, she has some hits, Grammy winning, but I don't see Lizzo as like a. She's newer to me.
Well, they hate her now because the whole allegation shit they just
on top of that, right, the timing, maybe that's why they brought up that story. I don't know if it was like a real story or fake story, but there was rumors that she just was taken off of the list of suggested people for halftime Super Bowl presence. But why would she even be considered?
I respectfully would not. If they said Liz was watching it, like, I'm going to watch a YouTube video while halftime's happening.
That's not going to be, no one's going to do that. There's so many other people you should put before Lizzo.
Exactly.
So many other people.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I'd rather see, like, a halftime show, like, with Jim Jones. Like, why would you put Lizzo?
It's just not to, not to
no one's dissing
downplay
Lizzo.
her music and shit, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's downplaying her music and her artistry, but it's like...
Doesn't add up.
Definitely something that has more to do with that culture, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
no.
I think it's just about the look. I respect Lizzo, right? Like she's made it. She did her thing. She got her bag.
100%.
But I think her message of like, I don't know, like I think her message of basically kind of promoting obesity like needs to stop. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I love people that support people, but I don't like people that lie to people to make them feel good. Like I feel like Lizzo's fan base are also bigger people that just love her because she allows them
representation of that.
Yeah, she like is like someone that was bigger and made it, and like that's no hate to anyone that's bigger. Like I was fat as shit, so like I get it, but like when girls do that thing where like their friend looks really bad, but they're like, "Oh, you look so great." It's like, why do people do that to each other? Like,
I don't know.
if
She
I
lost
looked like
some weight.
shit, I would hope you told me I look like shit. You know what I mean?
She lost some weight, and then her fan base was like kind of coming at her, and she kind of made like an apology post or something like, "Oh, I've been on tour."
Fucking what?
Like it was something like that. Like I've been on
it's
tour.
her life. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, so I was like, okay. But then putting Lizzo aside, and we also had rumors of Taylor Swift, and we predicted it here. I think we talked about it. That would make sense, right?
It makes sense because of how big she is.
She's very huge.
But does it really make sense?
I swear I read a thing today.
She turned it down.
She turned it down.
So Taylor Swift turned it down. So I was like,
I don't blame her.
Have
Have you seen her tour money numbers? She's like in the billions. Her money, it's fucking.
And halftime show's free. They don't pay the artist.
Insanity. Yeah.
So Taylor Swift's one of those people, like, when she's dealing with her master's issues with Scooter Braun, you know,
she might be the first person that can say, like, she low-key doesn't need it.
She doesn't need that
She doesn't need it. Like,
she keeps re-releasing her old albums, re-recording them and re-releasing them. And then those albums do crazy numbers, almost 1 million a week type shit. No one talks about it because it's not a new album. But those albums do crazy numbers, right? Insane, because her fan base wants to support her because they want her to get the money again.
Yeah.
So they don't even listen to the music. They'll just play the music on mute. Like I swear to God, I've seen videos. It's insane.
That's what you do?
I mean, do you guys like Taylor Swift?
I don't. I personally feel like her music is decent. I think it's really well written, a lot of the songs. But I still don't see like why she's so huge.
Yeah.
It just doesn't cater to me.
It doesn't cater to me.
I think her music's straight. I think her music's fine, but her fans piss me off. I don't know. Her fans, man, like I don't know. I mean, I've never met someone
is just like that, bro.
I've never met someone that makes such simple music that has created such a fucking massive fan base. Like, it's nothing like, I don't know. There's like women that like the rap game for women right now is weird, but she's not even a rapper. She's kind of like
she's like country but folk.
She's like a weird sound. She's kind of in her own lane, but I still feel like there's like other women artists that I would prefer to listen to any day before Taylor Swift. And that's no disrespect to her. Like, I can't discredit her. She's fucking just another person like Morgan Wallen that this year it's all I see is Morgan Wallen, Taylor Swift, and Ice Spice. Those three names have run my timeline this year. But
now, latest rumor, Bad Bunny. They're saying that Bad Bunny is the latest and potentially going to be the one that they decide to become the Super Bowl halftime performer for 2024.
Bro, that would be huge.
I could see that, honestly.
I think that would be huge.
I'll watch the whole fucking thing.
It'll make Spanish.
And I don't even like watching sports.
People from other countries want to watch it. That's the biggest 100%. IQ that the NFL could do is get people from other countries to want to tune in to the
Make
Super
it as
Bowl.
international as possible.
Yeah, they should probably do that more often, honestly. Like, get other nationality artists to, because like, bro, I don't listen to a ton of Spanish music, but I gotta give it to them. They're like, Spanish music is fucking fire,
bro.
Like, I don't have a ton in my like songs and stuff, but whenever I'm in the car and someone throws on Spanish, I'm never complaining. Their beats, I just don't understand what they're saying. Like, I understand some of it because like my mom chose to be with tons of Spanish men, but like I don't really know what they're saying, but it just sounds fucking good. I don't know.
And Bad Bunny, I feel like he's like crossed over to like the American mainstream, like
Bad Bunny's
more than
like,
ever any other maybe Spanish artist. Like it's insane. Like
listen, man,
#1 streaming.
He's worldwide, bro.
I think 83 billion streams.
People gotta give him that title.
Just on Spotify, I think like 83 billion streams. I think just on Spotify. So if you got 83 billion streams just on Spotify,
he might in technicality right now. If you like look at the true numbers, he might be numbers wise the biggest female or male artist right now, like without a doubt.
Easily. So halftime performance, I think it'll be perfect. And typically they have surprises, guests, etc. But I feel like he could probably just do it himself. I don't really think he needs to bring anyone.
Need to bring anyone out.
Because who would he ever really?
It's kind of hard to bring someone out that if you're at the top. If you're at the tippity top, it's hard to bring someone out that's more exciting. Like, I don't...
You have to make sense. Maybe like a Daddy Yankee for like the Daddy Yankee song he has, El Alfa. But at that point...
Chencho, shit like that.
That would be him maybe if he wants to pay homage to these people.
Doesn't really need.
And wasn't Bad Bunny on that K-pop song with Travis and...
Yeah.
Well, who else? Wasn't there a third?
The Weeknd.
The Weeknd.
Yeah.
He could maybe do that song, bring both of them out. It could happen. That's one of my dream halftime performances right there would be Bad Bunny. It just depends how he's going to go about it. Obviously, it's the most American sport, America's sport, one of the biggest symbolic American days ever of the year. is the Super Bowl. So some people on Twitter were like going viral, like, he's not doesn't speak English. It's like I get it, but it's just music, you know.
They're acting like other Spanish, like other Spanish artists haven't performed. Obviously, they have English songs, but you know what I'm
Jay-Z,
saying?
I believe, is like one of the main people behind it, like deciding these people now. He teamed up with the NFL, so he's the one that made the Dr. Dre happen.
Jay-Z, man, I like his fucking story is one of the craziest things. Like,
Bro, he's a puppet master behind the scene, like touching so much strings.
Everything.
It's insane. So, listen, we'll see. No confirmation yet. You know, we're gonna see what's gonna happen, but there is a lot of other people I feel like could make it the position if it's not Bad Bunny. You know, you have so many other legends. We're looking at one right there in the canvas with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne would be a huge one. I could see like a Lil Wayne halftime performance with Lil Wayne. You know, and at that point, you have to bring it the whole game out. The whole Young Money. Lil Wayne brings out Nicki, Drake. It could be something at that level. You know,
has Wiz Khalifa ever done a Super Bowl?
Wiz Khalifa, no.
No. I mean, I don't see that happening, but I
feel like he could do like a segment.
I randomly thought about that. Like, that's interesting. You never did.
He's done football games though. He's performed at Pittsburgh Steelers games, halftime shows all the time, but not the Super Bowl. But he would have performed Black and Yellow. I feel like every fucking weekend, like when they were in the playoffs and shit. You know, rightfully so. Moving on. Also, we have Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg confirming that they are fighting each other. But we still have no sense of when it's gonna happen. I'll pull up behind me.
Terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. Man. I love Elon Musk, but he's gonna get his ass whooped. Mark Zuckerberg literally practices with UFC people. Like, I don't think Mark's a real person. I think
I always felt like it was like a robot.
You know how like people like
doesn't age.
You know how like when it comes to human evolution, like monkeys and apes look kind of similar to like humans. Like I feel like aliens, whatever they are just humans that look a little bit weirder. And Mark Zuckerberg is the definition of that. His ears too kind of give me that vibe. Yeah, I feel like he's like that's why he. I don't know. I don't know, man. There's something about that guy. I would love to talk to him just to like be able to tell like, do you have feelings and stuff? What's up with you, Zuck, the big Zuck? But loading up right here is one of the first, you know, of the back and forths where this was the rumored thing that Elon Musk tweeted, right? It went viral. The fight will be managed by my and Zuck's foundations, not the UFC. Live stream will be on this platform and on Meta, which is Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg's platform. Everything in camera frame will be ancient Rome, so nothing modern at all. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe he wants to go old school camera style. And then I said he spoke to the Prime Minister of Italy and the Minister of Culture, and they have agreed to an epic location. So people thought he was going to do like in a gladiator setting, you know, a big arena, gladiator arena, right? And then more update from, you know, Zuckerberg's end. He threaded this. He said, I think that we can all agree Elon isn't serious and it's time to move on. I offered a real date. Dana White offered to make this a legitimate competition for charity. Elon won't confirm a date, then says he needs surgery, now asks to do a practice round in my backyard instead. If Elon ever gets serious about a real date and official event, he knows how to reach me. Otherwise, time to move on. I'm going to focus on competing with the people who take the sport seriously. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. This is like violated Elon.
Billionaire
he basically
beef.
just called Elon a pussy.
Yeah, this is real deal billionaire beef happening, right?
Basically, when Elon's a bitch and he's not doing it.
And
then, I don't blame him. You see how big Mark is? He's huge compared to Elon. Elon's like this tubby guy.
And then we have Elon right after saying, knock, knock, challenge accepted, open the door. He added, Mark Zuckerberg, thought you might want some tea, so I brought the bags. So I guess he means accepted, like, you know, we'll do it however you want to do it, Mark. Yeah, Elon Musk is going to look crazy. I feel like, you know, Zuckerberg is just more fit. He seems to have taken it more serious for a longer time span. And I don't know. It just feels like Elon Musk, I appreciate a lot of the stuff he's done. I think he's one of the most important minds to ever exist in the entire universe. But he does give a lot of ego-driven moves sometimes. Like this one kind of gives that where he's like, you know, we're going to do it in Rome and this and that. And it's like, Mark is like, oh, fuck all that. Let's just fucking fight.
Yeah, he wants to. If
fight.
It's UFC rules, I don't see Elon having any chance at all.
Oh, my God.
I don't know. Maybe I'm so wrong. No Imagine, like, nothing? Elon just comes out and just fucks him up. And we're all like, oh, wow. We must have missed something.
That'd be fucking crazy, bro.
That's so much, like, pride on the table. Like, because, like, if one of them loses in, like, a bad way, they're never going to not see that clip until the day they die. Like, they're going to see that every time they post. So, like, to want to do that, if it actually ends up happening, I respect it regardless. But whoever loses that is really going to It's gonna lose.
Leave your predictions in the comments. What do you guys think is gonna happen? Moving on, this is a topic I want to discuss because I think it's like a low key situation. Not a lot of people are highlighting. So Lil Baby's known for having 4PF the label, right? But it seems like he is rebranding 4PF now into something called Glass Window Entertainment with Motown and Capitol Records. Not a lot of people discussing this, right? He signed his artist again, Rilo Rodriguez, to this Glass Window Entertainment company. And it was like a big deal. You know, Rilo just had a very successful album this year that people love, you know, and girls love posting on their Instagram story, you know, that, what's that song? She's a Taylor Put Junkie. You know, with his voice, his wild voices. I think it's like with Lil Yachty, Taylor Port Junkie, one of the biggest streaming songs this year. So the rumor is, because of the situations happening with Fonnie Willis, the woman over there in Atlanta and Georgia, handling legal situations that put Young Thug behind bars, and now she's trying to indict, or she did indict, where I think they still have to bring him in. Donald Trump, supposedly,
super suspect. The same set of people
got
two of like culture. Like, I don't know what y'all's opinion is on Donald Trump. I don't really get too political because I don't like speaking on things that, if I'm being honest, like I don't have enough knowledge on it. But like from an outside point of view, like, bro, I just refuse to believe that there's people that like wake up every day and they're like, wow, I actually love what Joe Biden is doing to the country.
Yeah,
like, there's no way. Like, if you truly believe that, I just want to have like a conversation on what, not even in like a dig like way. Like, I just genuinely want to understand their mindset on why,
you know what,
or
it is?
how they fuck with them.
You know what it is? It's because people, when they think very politically minded, they pick a side, right? So if their side, which is the blue side, let's say, you know, you're liberal, Democratic, like I've always voted myself, Democratic, Biden is the guy and he's in office. Yeah. So no matter what he does, you know, they still have to have a bias towards him because they want to sway that side. But then realistically, you shouldn't think that way. You should think free-minded and be more of a non-party type of thinker, you know, but these people run for a party. So Donald Trump represents a side, you know, and meanwhile we have the other side being in charge right now. So that's what it is with politics. Because in life, people teach you all the time, segregation is bad, right? Obviously, racism is horrible. It's the worst thing in the world. We should all be equal, or try to be as equal as possible, be as fair as possible. But politics is literally the opposite of that. Yeah. Politics is all about picking one side, what side is better than the other. It's like insane. And if you try to be too like non-party type of, you don't really get no support because people want you to be on their side and support this campaign. So that's the issue with that, right? And then over here, now we have the situation where Donald Trump is being supposedly arrested soon. They're going to have a mugshot in Georgia. But the woman behind that situation is allegedly trying to pursue a potential RICO case behind other rappers in Atlanta. There's rumors of it being Lil Baby and 4PF, right? Because I think PDE just got hit with like some sort of investigation or something, and PDE I think is Young Nudy's situation. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's 21 Savage. I forgot, but I know it's definitely Young Nudy. So Lil Baby's playing it smart. It seems like he's like, let me rebrand this 4PF because let's say like how they're saying YSL's a gang, a label. He's like, no. Let's rebrand this completely. This is Glass Window Entertainment. I'm a company man. I'm a businessman. And I love this because, like I say all the time, you know, you can't do both. You have to be one or the other. If you're fully out of the streets, my bro, get the fuck out of there. Why the fuck are we trying to act like this shit's not? Like, what are we doing here? You're a billionaire. Not a billionaire. You're a millionaire on your way to potentially being a billionaire because you're friends with a billionaire. You know, he's one of Michael Rubin's best friends now. They hang out all the time, him and Lil Baby. So you should try to position yourself in a way better predicament. I think that's what's happening here. So 4PF might no longer be. It's Glass Window Entertainment. Do I love the name? Not too much. 4PF was catchy. You hear it in songs. I'm not sure how he's going to rap Glass Window. It's a Glass Window Entertainment. It's not going to really...
That's going to be a tough one.
That's going to be a tough one.
He'll make it work, though.
He'll make it work somehow.
He's just going to throw down GWE.
GWE in the building.
Actually, GWE works.
Over the weekend, we had Odd Future reuniting. You know, they reunited in LA at a Earl Sweatshirt concert, I believe. This moment happened. Very emotional, very dope, very cool. We have an older Earl Sweatshirt now, literally with a mustache, looking like a Bob Marley from the past or something, you know. Compared to what we saw them growing up as, this is insane to see this, you know, actually, you know, if you're an Odd Future fan, see them reuniting. Who's missing from the picture, though? They reunited all of them. Taco, Lionel, you have literally all of them. Jasper, Sid, you know, everyone except, it seems like, Frank Ocean. You know, I don't know what happened. Where's Frank Ocean? That would have been dope. That would have been epic, you know. But aside from that, we do see every, you know, familiar face here. This is one of the most epic moments in, like, subculture history when it comes to, like, the era that was Odd Future and hip hop, like, coming up, the skater kids, and, you know, that type of shit that happened, they molded and they really were influential for a huge amount of, you know, everything we see today in culture. So this was dope to see them, you know, reunite, and especially, you know, a lot of them are, you know, I think all of them damn near are all successful. Like we have Sid with the internet, successful music band group, herself separate from Odd Future, Jasper doing acting, Taco doing acting, Lionel, you know, a lot of these are actors in actual popular shows. Like, they have real deal things going on for themselves, so.
Do you ever listen to that style of Tyler, the Creator, like the old, like his first
Hell
music,
yeah.
that, like, when he'd eat bugs in the videos
Bro, Goblin,
and stuff?
I was a huge,
My brother forced Tyler, the Creator, like, on me. My brother's obsessed with Mac Miller.
Oh, Mac
Tyler,
Miller
the
was the
Creator.
guy.
I had no choice but to like them as a kid, like, when my brother first found them.
Bro, I was a huge Tyler Creator fan. Like, when he came out, like, I still am to this
Lottery
day.
Squad was the name of that show, correct?
Loiter Squad.
Yeah. That shit was fire.
Hilarious.
It was hilarious.
Those guys are the different entities, man. Like, their spirits are very special, one of a kind. So, you know, I always have respect for them and appreciate everything that they've done for the culture. But this was dope to see, man, over the weekend, you know, them actually reuniting. I was like, wow, this is pretty epic, you know, because there was rumors of them having beef. But if you are a real deal Odd Future fan, especially when it comes to Earl Sweatshirt, you remember how much Tyler Creator would co-sign Earl Sweatshirt. He literally would say that the Earl Sweatshirt was the best rapper since Jay-Z. Like, and that was before Earl Sweatshirt released any music. Like, he was just amping him up and shit, like, during interviews and moments, and everyone was like, what the fuck? So everyone wanted, like, an Earl Sweatshirt album, like a solo Earl Sweatshirt album, and it took so long, and when we got it, it was still good, but it wasn't like, oh, this is not the Jay-Z, but he still was very impressive. Like, he still has, like, a very critically reviewed type of cult following, type of project, legacy, discography so far. Every time he drops Fader and all these, like, you know, type of music nerdy things that people consider music nerdy, actual fabrications and companies, they really respect Earl Sweatshirt every time he drops.
He's like the pioneer for that type of sound. Like,
hell yeah.
Same thing with how, like, Tyler's low-key kind of a pioneer for, not maybe necessarily his type of sound, but I feel like Tyler's just a pioneer in, like, the whole business side of, like, going from a rapper to, like, very successful business-wise. Like,
hell yeah.
He's kind of one of those people that are really, really up there with there. He's someone I have to meet one day. I feel like it'd be wrong for
I
me
saw
to
Tyler
not meet
live. It
him.
was the best concert I've probably seen.
Yeah.
That and Jaleel. Jaleel was insane. Don't get me wrong. Jaleel, you know, but the Jaleel was like an intimate setting, you know, very like a smaller crowd, but that was still epic.
Bro,
like,
I just want to meet Jaleel because, like, in videos, energy is just insane. I need to meet this man in person.
He's
I
like that.
It's the same thing, bro.
Is
He's
it
like
like
that.
is it like is he
But
one of
I
those
think-
radiant people? Like, if you know he's in the room,
he's
it's
very
just like-
God driven, very
Yeah.
God driven,
Yeah.
very prays a lot, and he whispers, like he kind of
I feel like,
whispers.
I feel like I just could have a good conversation with him. I don't know. I feel like it's not a character, right? Like, I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
who he is, but I feel like he's so good at portraying it through online. Like, I feel like he's low key like a genius with how he promotes his stuff.
No, he is. He is.
'Cause-
He's a marketing genius.
I swear, a few months back, I was looking at how many people followed him compared to, like, the other day, and I was like, bro, like,
He's blown up so much
fucking
more.
genius. You have to be smart to do shit like that. And he went on a tour with I think he's on tour with did you meet Sid Shine the same night you met Jaleel?
No,
Cuz I have a crazy story with him. Like,
no.
Sid Shine is on like the opener for
Yeah.
I think a Jaleel tour.
Mm-hmm.
Like a year ago, Sid Shine paid me like $30 to do an Insta promo for him. And they just announced a tour with Sid Shine, Mike Dimes, and Dro Kenji and Metro Mars.
Yeah.
And I hit him up. I was like, bro, let's make life a full circle, and I'm going to come hand you some art at the show. And he was all down for it. So I'm like hella looking forward to that because that's like the definition of a full circle. Bro paid me $30 when he had nothing.
There's some promotion.
And now he's doing
on a
Rolling
tour.
Louds. He's done tours. Like, his first ever show was opening up for Trippie, and that was my chance I had. He got me 2 backstage tickets for it, and I just couldn't go, and I regret that to this day. Only thing I regret since starting this business stuff, I fucked up that.
That's how it be, man. When it comes to like just in general the situations with these artists, you never know, what they can lead to.
Yeah.
Like you said, it doesn't really matter. Like people think numbers, etc. Listen, they can blow up overnight and can get 1,000 million followers, etc.
Yeah.
But the quality of the content was always good. If you're
It's just
an early
crazy
fan.
because like Trippie could have low key been like the first rapper I handed art to. The way the timing of it happened, but I just fumbled it. Like I was in a really bad spot, so I was just like, nah, bro, I'm sorry, I'm just not going. It was at URI.
Oh wow,
It was that
the
show.
URI show,
Sid
the
Shine
Ryan
opened
Center,
up.
the most recent one.
Yeah, he opened up for Trippie. It's just like. I asked him if he could get me tickets, and I didn't think he was going to say yes, but then when he did, I was like, oh, so what do I do now? Because I can't even go. But I just wanted to see if he'd say yes, and I regretted it. I would have rather have him said no, I can't. But
So real quick, I definitely know 2 new topics that definitely can be confirmed. We're going to talk about the Drake update, but then also we got to talk about this. Look at this. So we were just talking about this. So hip-hop, and for the first time in a while, in years, has been the lowest it's been ever on the charts, streaming wise, etc. overall for the year, right? So much that right now, look at this. The top 4 songs on Billboard Hot 100 are country songs. We have Oliver Anthony Music, Rich Men, North of Richmond, which is an amazing song, by the way. I gotta do a reaction to it. I still have to do like a reaction to it because it's actually a pretty good song. Like, he's like a new artist. He performs like outside, like in the woods or something. And I think like Joe Rogan reposted it.
what?
It went viral. And a lot of people's reactions to it are going viral because it's like an emotional type of record. So I got to do a reaction to that soon. Shout out to him. That's number 1. That's crazy. It went that viral. That's amazing to see, man. Luke Combs, Fast Car, number 2. Morgan Wallen, Last Night, number 3. I still haven't heard neither of these records.
Really? I've heard Last Night.
I still haven't. I want to.
pretty
I
solid.
want to sit down and listen to the whole album that he dropped. Taylor Swift, Cruel Summer, number 4. I heard that song. I'm shocked there's like recharting like that, Taylor Swift, but at the same time, it's Taylor Swift. What is going on? Is it a sign of the times? I've always felt like country artists, and just to be blunt, when it comes to the whiter the artists are and the whiter the crowds are, they genuinely support like their artists. You see it. And even just in general, when I go to whenever I've been to like a Juice WRLD concert, Lil Wayne concerts, majority of the crowd is like a whiter crowd than you would expect, right? And it's because I feel like they just genuinely, for some reason, that demographic is a demographic that will go out and buy your ticket. They'll put money down to support you. So when it comes to like these country artists, etc., a lot of this stuff is not just streaming numbers. These are actual purchases that people are supporting them. They're buying them. You don't see that much with black artists and like hip hop culture at all. And maybe because we come from more of a bootlegging era. Maybe because we would bootleg. I remember I would burn CDs every fucking day, every week, like a new mix of CDs in high school. I was always burning CDs, Bear Share, LimeWire. I never remember ever going to LimeWire for like a country or like a white artist if it wasn't like a Eminem or like a rapper, a white rapper. So maybe it's that.
That's right. I think, for example, like, one of the biggest albums that could have been big this year was Mansion Music by Trippie, but it got leaked. Like, I think no one cares enough to leak country music. No one gives a flying fuck. Yeah. But, like, same thing with Juice. Like, do you know how group buys work?
What
so
group buys,
there are
labels?
kids around the world that, like, the label itself, like, Grade A doesn't even have some of the songs that Juice made compared to these kids have because they hacked the files and swiped them and took them, and they sell them. So, like,
wow.
There's a Discord server, and say, for example, there was a song called 38 Special.
Yeah.
It got listed for $25,000. So then all of the people in the community can go and donate money, and once it hits $25,000, they'll leak the song. So, like, no one's going to do that with country music. But, like, Uzi has dealt with that. Cardi has gotten 2 of his leakers put in jail.
Yeah,
and
I heard stories of
so,
Cardi.
like,
I heard stories of Cardi.
I just feel like in hip-hop, when shit gets leaked, you got to realize, like, if it's out there already, that means, like, your core audience has already heard it so many times. And there's country people I don't feel like have to deal with that at all.
Man, comment below. How do you guys feel about that situation? That's insane. I think that it's definitely a sign of something. You know, whether it's positive or negative, however people feel about it. But I think people should pay attention to it more because this week I think is the biggest apparent sign of it. For the top 4 songs, the country songs, that's crazy. That is crazy. Now moving to breaking news update with the Drake album. This is the cover art for All the Dogs, the new Drake album dropping. I don't know when. This is drawn by Drake's son, Adonis.
That second comment is such a dickhead shit. I can draw better than that. For real. Bro, it's a fucking child.
I'm disappointed because, like, I can't, in terms of business-wise, I can't do anything with that. I can't. Drake's got such a big name, but I cannot turn that into any cool product whatsoever. It's a fucking...
Nah, you see, if I had a child, bro, anything my child does, that's just getting 100% fucking displayed. Yeah. 100%.
Didn't someone do this also? Like their child created like artwork.
Yeah, that's unique though.
Didn't a rapper do that?
Have your kid make the fucking.
I just know Black had like his kid in the album cover. Like he was like, you know, babysitting him and recording at the same time, babysitting her and recording at the same time.
Didn't Kanye have like a version of like Donda cover art, like North Drew or something? Am I bugging?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm actually, wait. I think you're right. I think she had something to do with it. There was one unreleased cover that was gonna possibly be Donda, and they just ended up making it black. But I don't think you pulled that out of nowhere. I think there is something of her drawing of something.
But nonetheless, the album's called For All the Dogs. I'm assuming Drake is gonna be rapping, right? I really felt that way. For a while, kind of felt like it was going to be an R&B album, but I was thinking like, oh, he's going to rap his ass off, going crazy. Because it's called For All the Dogs, and he's wearing like a dog mask. So it's like, okay, this is for all the dogs, like for the guys, right? Maybe.
They say
But it could be like guys heartbreaking.
They missed the old Drake, you know what I'm saying? So
then he said that at the concert, they missed the old Drake. But what does that mean? Because the old Drake has rap songs, but then also the old Drake has Marvin's Room. So what the fuck? Drake, you do everything. So telling us that you are doing the old Drake, what does that mean?
He's been around for so long, like that doesn't,
What the fuck does that mean? But then you look at this cover art, right? His son drew it, but then it's a dog, but with red eyes. Almost, it gives like a dark, almost evil. This almost gives like almost, I don't know. Like it's obviously drawn by his son, so it's not like, oh, hi, Picasso level. But it can be to some, who knows. But it's like, it gives me the vibe where it's like a dark, like scary energy. So maybe he told his son, draw a scary dog or like a dark... Because what direction did he tell his son to take it? Because that's going to be the direction of the album. You won't make like a scary dog if it's not a scary album.
If that album was not called For All the Dogs, and you just showed me that image, no one's fucking going to say that looks like a dog. Like, if it wasn't called For All the Dogs, no one's sitting looking at that and like, wow, that's definitely a dog.
Yeah, no.
Let me check 100%. His page.
But regardless, it's a very unique idea to get your son behind it. I mean,
let's see, what did he post? Did he post more of this? Or did he just say that and that was it? For All the Dogs, covered by Adonis. Okay, that's all he said. And this was him yesterday.
It's so weird how Drake does that thing with his comments where
it's just the people he follows.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably, you know what it was? I think he got a lot of troll comments during the was it the Pusha T thing? Like when he revealed,
I'd imagine,
when his son was revealed.
There's been so many things.
So he does it to protect himself, but he teach their own. You know, you get the troll comments on their academics page. You don't gotta get the troll comments on his main page.
Drake's such an interesting guy. Like, he posts some of the weirdest shit.
Man, like all types of shit. Like he'll post his son in one thing, and then he posts his girl now with these big titties. Like, you know, I guess she's an inspiration for that, and probably someone that he's probably has some fun with, allegedly. You never know. I wouldn't put it past him. Drake is an unstoppable man. And he keeps saying dialed in his stories. So is this a song on the album? What is dialed in?
I'd imagine.
That motherfucker looks dialed in right there. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't even know that.
That motherfucker's dialed in.
I don't recognize that face.
Drake's manager, like, it's so crazy. He's so big that, like, even if you want to try and get in touch with him, like, his managers be having, like, 500,000 followers and shit like that. It's like...
Man's managers got managers.
Yeah, genuinely.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish we had more of an update, too, because he just dropped this cover art. Can we just assume that the album's dropping on Friday?
So hear me out.
What's your theory, Marlon?
Hear me out.
Put
Not
the camera
theory. I saw this video. Hold up. I need to look it up real quick.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So this segment we're doing, is this all part of one thing, or is this two separate?
Okay.
No, one thing. Yep.
Oh, this is part of the podcast.
Yes, sir.
So you ready? You ready for this? Okay. So I saw this video. I don't remember where. I don't know. It was Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah.
Don't hate me. Because you said you don't fuck with people who get their information off of TikTok.
No. Don't take it
I
too
just
literal.
saw the video.
Nah, you guys
So
are good.
people were saying, right? People were saying that we're speculating, right? That International Dog Day is August 26th.
Ooh.
That's a Saturday though. You know what I'm saying?
Drake's a weird guy.
But
You might.
We could drop it on Friday.
But
Yeah.
it's Dog Day, so you know there would be like a perfect rollout.
That's a free promo.
You know what I'm
free biggest promo you can.
International Dog Day is August 26th.
When did he announce though the idea of? It was one of his first shows on this tour, right?
Yeah, I
and
think
he was
with
like-
the title and stuff. But prior to that, he was talking about
an album.
He was talking about an
You
album.
think,
He was talking about
you
an
think he
album.
thinks that far ahead of
Yeah.
like, yo, we should talk about it now, and then it's gonna drop.
He was
on-
talking about it when
Didn't-
Honestly
wait,
Never Mind dropped.
Yeah, that is.
Didn't-
He's like, oh, I had another album.
Didn't the name quote unquote not leak because obviously he released it get picked up on the book? Wasn't it the book that dropped first?
Yeah. He announced.
The book dropped first, and the thing was in the book.
It was in the middle of the book.
And then he
Yeah.
announced it verbally at I think the first.
And he wore
day.
merch for the album last year. The dog merch where it said
Yeah.
like hard, what was it? Hard dick, harder feelings, something like that. It was some shit like that,
Shit, I don't
like a
remember.
weird quote like that.
If he drops this on the actual Dog Day, it's gonna convince me to think like, yo, Drake probably has his next 4 albums already like locked in and planned out. If he's thinking this fucking far ahead, because like to tease something a year prior basically and then still drop it on like that's so smart.
He could do that. He could drop on Saturday.
Look at people's theories. Because that's the thing with Drake album covers. People have their theories. Look at this guy. He said, different album cover, artistic and cryonic, defines that he's going full hip-hop. Shout out to his son. The way the industry is, this can look like a dog. Believe that Drake is going to address the demonic look of the game because of the eyes, set the truth free. No, I don't think Drake's going to go that deep. God bless.
Relax. That
Yeah, that's
motherfucker's way too deep.
But remember
But I'll be
every
cool.
time Drake does an album cover though is always controversial. We had views, you know, people made like a meme out of that. People put like Drake on top of everything.
That's a good album
We're
cover.
just
Drake sticker.
confirmed for this album that Bad Bunny is supposed to be on it. So like,
Yeah.
that might help with the idea of style if you think about
Bad
like,
Bunny's definitely on it. He's been hanging out with Tezo Touchdown. I'm not sure if he's on it.
Bad Bunny's a dog.
Do you like Tesla Touchdown?
I like some of the previews he's been showing, like the last 2.
See, I'm not
But
a
prior
negative
to that,
guy, but I'm
I
gonna be
didn't
honest.
really-
I'm not a. I want to like the guy, but
Yeah,
I like
prior
his
to that, I didn't like
character,
him.
but his music to me
I
is like
have no clue who the fuck that is.
he's a guy that has like
On the
the
Utopia
nails
album.
in his head.
And he wears like nails, like clip-on nails in his head. I'll show you him
It's
eventually.
fucking
but
kind of tapped, low key.
he was on
but-
Drake's story right now. Drake just posted him on
Yeah,
his story.
he's been
always
getting
with Drake.
posted everywhere as like the industry plant stuff, man. I swear to God, do you believe in that? Industry plants?
I believe it to some extent, but I also feel like going back to divine energy. Like if you just align yourself with certain
Yeah.
people, certain shit just starts happening. Tezo Touchdown's been around for a while though. I'll tell you that much.
You just gotta stand the fuck out, bro.
But you
He
think
stands the fuck out.
Ice
That's why
Spice?
he went viral,
You
trust
like,
me.
for example, you don't think Ice Spice? There was nothing behind the scenes. I was like, we're gonna pick this girl in this system. The music industry is just gonna shove her down your throat.
You saw the video I sent you?
But there was a
what the-
point where
That they were saying that Timmy Thick is Ice Spice.
They've always had like that low key theory. But I don't think so. I think like Ice Spice was just a bad bitch. Like guys were like, "Oh my gosh, she's attractive. She has a big butt," and she blew up because she already was like she'd been rapping like a whole year,
Yeah.
2 years prior in New York with the drill music, and it was kind of getting traction. But when she started shaking her butt more, literally.
Oh,
I
yeah,
prefer
yeah.
Coil Ray. I think Coil Ray's music is like. 50,
See, but I think like for
50
example, I
times
do think
better.
Coil Ray is more talented than like an Ice Spice, but it depends on one aspect, right?
Ice Spice is a better character. She's got like
Yeah, exactly.
she's really good at the whole knowing she's
showing her body.
She knows that she's fucking bad as shit, so she's just gonna
And sometimes
use that
things
to her
just don't make
advantage.
sense. Like we really can't control God's timing with a lot of things. You know, if shit is happening, shit's happening. Because industry plant, it would be very hard for an industry plant to work and for it to be real as much as people really think that it is, and as often people think it happens, because labels themselves suck promoting their artist.
That's the thing.
Do you think that a
labels are too old to think up with shit like this?
You think a label's smart enough right now in this day and age, 2023, to plant someone in the industry successfully, slowly leak them into the industry, and then for them to blow up and for the label to blossom and be successful? These labels nowadays that's not, maybe back then, yes, industry plan was way more realistic, but right now, I really don't think that it is. I think it's just about timing and just timing, the perfect timing. Shit happens, luck actually happens, luck is real.
Yeah. The only way I think that could happen is that they know a great songwriter, but they just don't have that appeal, you know, that physical appeal when it comes down to like standing out and shit. And they've come across someone who, you know what I'm saying? But a songwriter, you think they're going to go automatically to like a label, be like, hey, listen, I'll give you guys everything I've written. I don't want to perform it, though. You guys find a person for it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good shout. I think that's highly realistic for some people. They're just like the cover. They're just the face behind the real thing that's going on. That's definitely more likely than just picking someone and being like, oh, you're just going to fucking become the next big thing. I don't think it's that.
And then it's like, oh, this is what we have for you. Rap it, sing it.
I just think sometimes it's a bit suspect with like, for example, when Ice Spice really started getting the ball, like the ball going, like rolling, like you couldn't not see her. I just think sometimes it's a little sus when like every account ever is posting her. Like I just feel like there's got to be something behind the scenes where some guy like is hitting up all of these people to be like, you need to post this girl. Like you have to post this person.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It could be, but I really think like, I don't know. When people see something works, like they just do it. Like I saw that the Ice Spice thing was trending, and I did like a clip talking about that, and it went viral.
That's also very true.
It got mad views on YouTube Shorts, like me talking about Ice Spice, how much she got paid. Remember, we at the time because she was charging, I think like 15 or 10,000. It went up, and she canceled the show because the guy booked her at a lower rate, but she canceled it. So we were like, yo,
she wanted like 15.
Yeah, so we were like, what the fuck? We were literally like, yo, like you're
it was
not
in
worth
Connecticut,
that.
right, or some shit like that.
Yeah, it was nearby. We were like, you're not worth that. You know, that went viral. You're not worth that, etc. And to this day, people still comment on that post. Like, it still went so viral. But now they'll be like, what are you guys talking about? She's worth that. Yeah, now. Well, this was early in her career, but you're looking at this clip, you know, a year later. Like, you guys are looking at the clip late.
Exactly when it was posted.
Yeah.
Like, how do y'all feel about the, what's her name, Sexy Red?
Ski.
Yeah.
I think that she's dope. I think it's like an organic, like, people use these terminologies, right, a lot in culture, where it's like, oh, you call someone something, right? Like, oh, this person is that, like a stereotype, etc. But she is literally that. Like, she is a representation of like a hood rat, or like
the character, man,
like a hood rat bitch, like a you know,
a ratchet bitch, a female young thug, bro,
a ratchet bitch, and she embraces that. She embraces that. She says that in her music, and she's that. And she doesn't try to change. Glorilla was that, and she still is that to an extent. Glorilla, right when she got some money, her fucked up teeth, she got veneers. And then people already were in the comments like, no, don't change for us. Because people like when she had the fucked up teeth. Because it was like, oh, this is dope. Like, she's being herself.
But that's the thing. Let them
get myself some veneers.
Veneers is good, bro.
Let them do what they want. It's their money.
But at the same time,
their life. You know what I'm saying?
But don't get me wrong.
If I had money, I'm going to get fucking veneers.
Yes, but don't get me wrong. I would go where the crowd sways, especially if you're talking about financially. If people like that crooked smile on some J. Cole shit, keep it. Because fuck it, you know? And then she started polishing up. She's wearing makeup more now. They're trying to feminize her more. Maybe she's just trying to be more girly herself. She's dressing up, like showing more skin. She's wearing different outfits.
Maybe she did all of that because that's what she dreamt to be. That's who she wanted to be.
It could be that.
You know what I'm saying?
It could be that.
So they got to learn to support the fact that she wants to become this person. Let her become this person. As long as the music still fucking slaps and she still delivers how she used to be,
it could be.
Who gives a fuck what she looks like?
It could be like in the comments, you know, people in the comments like, oh, she sounds like a nigga. She sounds like a guy. Like they probably say that shit all the time, and she probably got tired of that because she has like a deeper voice. It's like, bro, okay, but she is a girl.
She got to stick to that one because
the deep voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can't switch that shit up at all.
The fuck she gonna do? Get surgery?
Yeah. But with a Sexy Red, she gives me that. She gives me like that Glorilla essence, but to like a different type of level.
Yeah, a little dirtier.
Like she literally
not little,
says it. Like
more
she,
dirtier.
Yeah, she went on and she goes crazy with it to like an extent where it's like, whoa, hold up.
The detail.
Yeah,
and,
like she went
it's-
into the
yeah.
Lil Yachty podcast and she was talking about she got raped. Like she was talking about it so casually and all this stuff. And I'm like, yo, she really comes from the trenches. Like this girl really went through a lot. Like god damn, like she's talking about all this shit. You know, talking about like she'll eat the box and like she used to get STDs all the time. You know, she would get yeast infections all the time.
Okay.
All you know, she gets
Damn, she
very
really
like
does
honest
live up
about
to
it. You know, and it's easy for people to judge it because it's like, whoa, what the fuck, right? But then obviously there's a percentage out here in the world where it's like, you motherfuckers is maybe dirtier than her. You just don't fucking talk about it because you know you don't want to say it. But
Got cheese on their shit.
You
I hated the first song that went viral by her. The whole like.
Pound Town.
But
Just
the
left
second
Pound Town.
song, the ski, that
Ski
that
is
shit
crazy.
was catchy as fuck. I
You
gotta
got
be
kids
honest.
screaming that shit.
Yeah, it was
Ski!
catchy. I
That
gotta
shit's
give her
a
that.
vibe.
Cause like a universal
'Cause
thing.
I don't like Pound Town either.
And ski,
Yeah,
I guess for her just means pull up. When you hear me, that means pull up. Ski.
Takeoff hopped on that Pound Town song just because he saw this fucking shit is just gonna work.
He did her whole album, I think.
Like I feel like he just knew like this is a new type of character that the game hasn't seen.
He basically discovered her.
Yeah,
Like Take Keef, I think her songs, a lot of her songs say Take Keef and
we're supposed to meet that guy. Hope we meet
Sexy
him.
Red, oh yeah?
Yeah,
That'd
he's
be
at, he's
fire.
at the next Our Generation's music event with like Summers and a bunch of people, and they invited
that's
us
fire.
out to that.
That's fire.
I hope that happens. It fucking could fall apart. Who knows?
Listen, man, but then we have it, the Drake album. I'm assuming Sexy Red, Miss Ski herself is going to be on it. You know, that'll be crazy. If you really want to go for all the dogs, like how dirty doggy-ish type of shit are we going to get? You know, you can't get dirty or dogging than you doing
It's
back
a
and forth
dirty
rapping
bitch.
with Sexy Red.
And what's a bitch? A dog.
Yeah, that'll be
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
Yeah, that'll be like...
Respectfully, Sexy Red.
No, a bitch is a dog, a female dog.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah, bitch is a dog, right? Female dog. That's what I
Yeah.
grew up knowing. That people be like, oh, that's a
No,
female
it
dog,
is,
is a
yeah.
bitch, right?
That's what I like about talking. I forgot the
Dirty
whole
bitch.
time that we were. It stemmed from this fucking image. That whole
Yeah.
conversation we just had.
Shout out to Adonis, man. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Creating maybe a cover art to
Visioneer.
a classic. Are we getting a Drake classic? What are the odds you think to get a Drake classic album this
Is
year?
Adonis gonna be on it?
You know, I could see him doing like an intro, like a little.
That'd be hard.
His
what are
son?
those-
His son?
Yeah, like what are those interludes?
I love you, Dad.
Interludes. I could see him doing something like that.
Thank you,
That's a-
Daddy.
Him explaining what the dog is. You know, I was drawing the dog, and I don't know why, but I just wanted to do the red eyes because I saw you that one night, really mad because Pusha T. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But is Drake gonna get wholesome on this album though because his son actually did the cover art?
No.
Or
No.
is he gonna be
He's
one of those
posting
albums?
bitches after he posted his son. No, he ain't.
Yeah,
gonna
but
do
is it gonna
that
be one of those albums
know what?
where it's like Adonis,
I
you
ca-
made this cover
Yeah.
art, but you can't listen to this music?
I honestly feel
100%.
like because his last album was the Her Loss, right, with 21.
Yeah,
with the
but his
whole-
last solo album was CLB, Certified
Yeah.
Lover Boy. But you can call, I guess, Her Loss.
I feel like I don't know actually. I feel like he might come with a mixture of like. I feel like Drake's at such like a weird spot in his career at this point because like he's been top dog for fucking how long at this point. So I don't know.
10 years?
He might just say fuck it and just throw a mixture of like a little bit of everything he does. I feel like he should do that.
but I feel like he does every album. That's what he shouldn't
Yeah.
do. He should do a full rap album to piss people off and to actually get people.
Well, that's the one thing that makes him mad. If you ever watched that thing with, did you ever watch that when he was on that like beach podcast
Oh,
with
yeah,
Yachty?
yeah.
He's talking about how the one thing he hates is how people like don't consider him a rapper.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what he does. Maybe he does come on and just fucking shuts everyone up. I mean, Drake's a
40
rapper though. Like who
100%.
doesn't agree? Like who doesn't? I don't get that. So when he said that, I was like, who the fuck doesn't think Drake is a rapper?
I think he's bigger than rap. You know, just like Bad Bunny
Yeah,
said that he's bigger than
yeah.
trap, he's bigger than reggaeton, like he's bigger than these artists are just bigger. But obviously they had their insecurities as every artist does. We're all insecure about our craft and shit, so that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what angle is gonna happen here. He could take it so many fucking angles, but 40, his in-house producer engineer, said it himself where he wants Drake to do like a full album, just one producer, just rapping. You know, that's what his dream is. He wants to do that before, you know, he wants Drake to do that in his career at least once. But then 40, Drake was saying on stage that recently that he's been sick again, like his MS has been, you know, getting bad and having episodes and stuff. So we pray that 40's okay, because we don't want nothing. God forbid, God damn, that would be fucking critical. You know what I'm saying? But like, what is this album gonna be pertaining to? Is it gonna be personal? I wish that it was personal, and I wish that it's rapping. That's my prediction, because he could do so much. If that doesn't work out, you can go back to your pop Drake shit at the end of the year.
Well,
DJ
he
Khaled
also-
already has 2 Drake songs. He said,
Nah, fucking
you know.
Khaled. What he needs to do before he fucking retires is an album with his fucking label.
OVO. We still need that OVO compilation album.
Fuck you doing, bro? Wasting time. Wasting
And he could
fucking
do a
talent, bro.
R&B album with OVO.
He
No
can
rapping.
do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, but
with
why
it.
does he have? Why is Smiley signed to OVO? You know who that guy is?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm sorry.
You're not a fan of Smiley?
I'm not a fan of Smiley. I don't want like.
No.
Maybe there's types of people that like
Yeah.
that. I just don't get what it. It doesn't sound like music. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. I genuinely don't
Drake
know.
signed me.
Thank- Thank you for everyone listening, watching.
Don't get him started. He hates Smiley.
Smiley's horrible, bro.
It's just one of those relationship things.
He looks cool as fuck. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
he looks like a great ass person. That's why
like,
Drake
he looks
fucks with
like
us.
a
His
good
boy.
ass person. You know what I'm saying? You know who he reminds me of, and this might
Yeah.
piss off a lot of people. He reminds me of I Love McConan.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
That's actually a good show.
You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
You see the shit with Alan McConan recently?
It's crazy, bro.
How
I
he
reached
like
out to him. I
he
wanna
called
interview him.
out mad people after having that song
Good.
pop up.
I'm happy he did that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. It probably won't work in his favor to work with them ever again.
but
But
it's real. It's
real.
yeah.
People are fake like that.
He's got
Yeah.
mad unreleased songs with Juice WRLD. I probably got like 12 songs of them together. Like,
wow.
him and Juice were mad close. Yeah,
I
man.
got the dope. In the dope, I don't smell like. Fucking up the lyrics. Old ass song. But I love that
Yeah,
song.
yeah,
I feel so bad.
I don't sell Molly no more is my shit.
I had no clue. Like, I'm in no rush. Like, I'm on my own time when
Yeah.
it comes to anything. I had that person I was talking about earlier, the ex person, was like supposed to come to my house, and she was like, "Well, what time is the thing gonna be done?" I was like, "I don't know, honestly." And I think I told him like 10:30, so they might just be sitting at my house right now. I don't even know. I want to get one of those things. That type of clock is fucking sick.
Yeah, bro. I found that just looking up like digital, like LED style clocks that kind of show the date, because I had that idea in
Yeah.
mind. Like, oh, every time I look up there, I wanted that to be kind of the thing for the studio. I think it'll be work, and it's been there. You know, I
It's been there.
think it's off by a minute, but it's
9
on
out
there.
of 10 times you ask me what day it is, like, bro, I cannot tell you. I've lost all track of that. Like, I don't know. This, like, I feel, because, like, every day to me feels the same. Like, a Friday is the same as a Monday. A Saturday is the same as a Tuesday. Cause,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so I don't know.
Yeah, especially when you're an entrepreneur, always working.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get
Hustling.
to that. I'm trying to get to that.
Bro, every day is just like, I
to
ask
get to
any person I'm with, I'm like, yo, what fucking day is it?
That's what I'm trying to
No
get
clue.
Oh,
Because the only conversation I be having when people are like, it's a Monday, right? Oh, God, another Monday. I'm happy as fuck it's Monday because Tuesday's my day off. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's different. So, yeah. Anyways.
But there we have it. Club Ambition Podcast, episode 98. We appreciate everyone out there tuning in and watching this right now. We appreciate you for watching and, you know, listening to this conversation, interview / podcast topics covered with Hip Hop Heaven themselves, Shane in the building. We appreciate you, brother, coming through.
Yeah.
You know, now you know you're in Rhode Island. Hopefully, we can have you in the future again. Maybe co-host, you know, future
Course.
other
I'd be
episodes.
so down, man.
You know,
I'd
we
be
could do so much
down.
shit together. I think it could be
100%.
fucking epic because you're one of the coolest like type of accounts and companies I've seen literally in the history of music. So I think it's, you know, the stars are aligning here, right here in the Ocean State. So let's make something happen. But other than that, we appreciate everyone out there. We love you all, and God bless. See you next week.
They gon' love me for my ambition.